Alrighty, folks. Welcome back, everyone. We're finally, after a 2-week hiatus of covering other things, we're finally back with Breaking Down the Bees. I am your host, Renan McNeil, aka the Celtic Phoenix. Joining me, as always, is the amazing Judgmental Critter.
Me.
The always acerbic Kaiser Shonen. Whose audio is cutting out.
How you doing?
Occasionally.
Wait, what? Wait, that happened just now? Okay, I'll say it again. How are y'all doing?
Well, it came through eventually. I should
Welcome
maybe
to
I should switch acerbic to the ever delayed.
No, listen, it's because technology can't contain how based I am. Okay, people, that's the explanation.
More like based code. Anyway, the ever wonderful Twilight Guardian.
Hello, I am currently a static 2D image because technology. Yay.
Speaking of technology, one thing that happened to have, I checked the video when I was like, I'm like, okay, I'll get this all loaded up before the stream. I had this like ready at like, I was getting ready at like 3:30, just getting things pulled up, have the cast stream going and all that wonderful stuff. And then I noticed something interesting. I couldn't change the quality of this video beyond 360p.
Oh.
So I have zoomed in as manually as best as possible, because I didn't have time to render out an hour and a half video. That would have just taken way too damn long. So we're stuck with this week. I will try and re-render a version of volumes 8 and 9 that are not in 360p. Admittedly, for our purposes, I don't think it will matter, and honestly, it might be better for us because it will prevent some copyright shenanigans, hopefully. But we will see.
Yeah.
And yes, she has a digi-egg because that's what she had on hand for her. Wait, is that Raymond's egg? No, it's a digi-egg. It's a digi-egg, guys. I am not a Digimon. All right.
Yet.
Oh my god.
That is a threat.
Not with that attitude. Well, no, wait, guys. Okay, from was it last stream or the stream before? You're right. Raymond isn't a Digimon. He's a Pokemon. Okay, we got the evolution line to prove it. Thanks to Federex and the others in the art.
Kaiser, you just typed in chat. You can't turn me off, man. You should, like, see like a therapist or a doctor or something. That's actually a pretty serious problem. You don't happen to be popping any blue pills recently, right?
I'll neither confirm nor deny the facts of this statement. Anyway, back to Bumblebee.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Do we have to?
Unfortunately we do. And I want to talk about this briefly, and it's something that I noticed. Bumblebee's greatest weaknesses happen to come at the end of major arcs. I don't know if you guys have noticed this as much as I have, but like, think of the two major points in the story that we've complained about thus far. What are they?
Volume 3.
Which was?
Yang breaking Mercury's leg, and then them separating.
Right. I would more point directly to Blake immediately forgiving Yang, or immediately accepting Yang.
Yeah, that too, yes.
And the second one is what?
The meeting up again?
The second one was when we were talking... Yeah, when they met up again, and...
Volume 6.
No, it was when... Oh, yeah, it was with Adam.
Well,
it's
Volume 6, and they never had a conversation to actually talk through their problems at all.
I'm bad at this game.
Right.
And I'm thinking...
But you don't have every single plot beat in RWBY memorized yet?
Well, I was gonna say...
I'd rather forget it, to be honest.
Not my job. Unfortunately, it's not my job to forget. But... With all
Actually,
that in mind,
to be fair,
I kinda did notice that.
Out of all of us, I'm probably the least equipped to remember all of these because I haven't watched the show in like 2 years, probably. You guys keep rewatching it over and over and over again.
I am, however, going to have to turn around and be like, we literally watched Volume 6 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was basically all of Volume 6. It was all the important parts.
No, but I get it, because like there is
Yeah.
a lot to cover with Bumblebee, but I'm kind of boiling it down, and our major points always seem to crystallize in those the over the 3-arc span at the finales. So
Yes.
with the Fall of Beacon, it's
always the conclusion.
yeah, it's
Mhm.
that immediate forgiveness that should not have happened. And then again, another immediate
Yes.
forgiveness that should not have happened. And they just roll over any of discussing their problems in Volume 6. And then again, we'll get to Volume 9, but Volume 9 has the whole confession scene, which itself, I don't know if it's going to be a hot take, is a bit undercooked.
Just a tad.
Just a tad. So it's
It has a couple burns here and there, and everywhere.
Were it not
Everything
smells bad.
involving Yang has burns.
it really is interesting to me, like when doing this deep analysis, it very is clear that, at least to me, that if you just fix those 3 instances, I wouldn't say it's a perfect ship, but it has a lot better legs to stand on.
I think it's actually something that's the problem with most of all of RWBY's problems with its plot, is that it's a story that likes introducing ideas and concluding ideas, but they don't seem to ever know what to do in the middle of any of their plot points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you're right.
Mhm.
Oh my god, yeah. They introduce the White Fang, they conclude the White Fang.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then in between,
This happens, and then this happens. It's and then storytelling, just crystallizing this whole fucking thing.
right.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of keep an eye out for that as we go into these later volumes, just see, like, are there bigger points in these than the big moments in 3, 6, and 9 that indicate that either something is wrong or something is right with this ship? Like that's kind of what I'm trying to
I
gauge.
think the closest thing to that, and this is going towards the, not right direction, was back in Volume 5 when we were talking about the freaking Weiss and Yang scene, and them talking about Blake and her loneliness and all that shit. And there was so much wrong there. That even I overlooked. Despite the fact I focused on that point in my video.
Right.
It somehow got worse. How does this happen?
We did end up talking about that section for, I think, like an hour or an hour and a half, something crazy. Admittedly, we were delaying time so Kaiser could show up, but like,
Yeah.
we got stuck on that point, going almost line for it. So, yeah, God, that conversation, man. Ooh.
Also, Leon critiques the only good part at Volume 9 Confession is when the characters in question shut up and decide to kiss. You are absolutely right, dude.
I will also add, it
100%.
it looked pretty, and the core concept, I think, was solid. It's just everything else around it was awful.
Also, for once, in what seemed like forever, the facial expressions and the body language of the characters was actually decent.
True.
I will give them.
There
that.
was a lot
I will
of
give
that
them
in
that
Volume
100%.
9, which was really good.
All right, so let's head into Volume 7 now.
Are you sharing your screen with us?
It's in cast.
I'm here, but I don't see anything.
We're not seeing anything.
Maybe I did something. Shit. Oh God. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Are you in the right one?
I was in the right one.
Oh my god.
Because I was just about to say, hey,
we're
look,
in the right
another issue that I'm having with the technology is the cast is not working. But no, apparently it's Raymond. This time.
On my life, I actually shared it, but I think something changed and it threw everything off.
Oh no.
Was it when you zoomed into the 360p? What was it?
Yeah, here we go, into the 360p. I am sorry, everyone. This will hopefully be fixed next week.
Oh, Lord. 3 hours.
Look at this timeline. Look at this bar. Gotta make sure. Okay, everything is actually... All right. I wonder, should I take the risk of taking off the shield? I'm going to lower its opacity. I think I'm going to lower its opacity just Oh, I don't need the color key. I need the... Or do I?
He lowers the opacity. We immediately get offline.
Yeah.
CBF. He says, let's head into the worst volume I watch because he hasn't gotten to the other ones yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
this is...
You poor child.
Oh, I like Volume 7.
Yeah,
I think it's a
because he's
good.
been-
So many people didn't.
Yeah, no,
I liked it better than Volume 8, but that's more because it actually had something. It actually had meat on its bones to bite into.
Mhm.
Fat Man gave a very solid critique, though, that I couldn't deny, though. He's like, but Ruby wasn't focused on at all. And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But what does that say about the show when it gets more interesting when the main characters aren't the focus?
I know, right?
You can't ever forget, there was that amazing takedown where Tom... I can't remember what reaction we were doing. I think it was one of the JLA ones, where Tom came in and he was
nice.
like, no, Volume 8 was just a repeat of Volume 5. And Fat Man
No
was
wonder
like...
it sucked.
Well, Fat Man was like,
yeah,
no,
I've
it
seen
isn't.
that. I've
No,
seen
it
that
isn't.
video.
And then Tom is like, okay,
Yeah.
no, you listen to me. Tell me which volume this is. And he goes into this detailed like overview of the volume. And it's like beat for beat, they're the exact same volume. There are obviously differences, but it's just hilarious how much they share in common.
Yeah.
And this is why I say Volume 8 is arguably the worst volume. And I will fight anyone in the street on that shit.
Alrighty, well we've put this off long enough. We have an hour and 8 minutes to get through, so let's...
An hour and 8 minutes?
Yes.
Oh man, think about how long the other two are gonna end up being.
I'm pretty sure that both of them hit at least 130. I think Volume 8 might have... No, Volume 8 is shorter. Volume 9 is like 140.
I was
Hey,
Volume
Raymond.
8 shorter.
We got no sound.
Oh, you guys...
I have sound.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Maybe
I
it's
can
just me
hear it.
then.
I can hear it.
Maybe it's just me then.
Scuff!
Maybe refresh.
A wonderful scuff!
New laptop, who's this?
Can you put on subtitles for her?
No.
No.
I don't have that power. Like this is all cut up from... I would have had to have manually...
Okay,
inserted...
I see what my issue was. Okay, it should be good now. I apologize. I was panicking right up until the last minute because everything is going wrong for me today.
Oh, we all understand. We all understand.
No. Listen, it's the Digi-Egg just irradiating energy so it can prevent her from hearing anything about Bumblebee.
Yeah, no.
You know what's wonderful?
It's trying to protect me.
I'm going to turn down the volume decently low,
Yes.
so hopefully we don't get tagged again. And I'll try and turn it up when Blake and Yang are actually talking. Because, like, they're not really doing anything in this scene. I don't think we need... Wait, can I speed this up?
Nah, not really.
I can speed it up. Oh my god, I might save us a lot of time here.
Ooh.
The hero Gotham deserves.
Finally,
what
for the
speed?
first time,
What
you
speed?
finally used that feature.
What speed do we think? 1.25?
Literally any.
1.5.
1.5?
Yeah,
Oh.
look at Yang.
Oh.
Blake and Yang just checking out Winter.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, I don't blame them.
This is very important for their
She's actually...
relationship.
she's
This is
decently well
very
designed.
important cornerstone.
Also, admiring Crow's
Comparatively.
infinitely better new voice.
I didn't like his original... Like, he warmed into the role, but I didn't like it initially. I really thought he did not fit, because I was so used to the...
Honestly, I was immediately sold. I'm like, oh, this is way better. Cool.
I think he gets way more into the role in the second half of the volume compared to the first.
Yeah,
half.
I think it's
I think that
typical.
works well.
Get a new actor for a role. It happens.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna be
So
the
I'm fine
worst
with it.
thing about these last 3 volumes? is how I'm just so tired of seeing Atlas.
Yeah. Oh my god. Well, the last 2 volumes.
Which is funny because Atlas is barely
2
even
volumes.
there. We're mostly
know.
in Mantle.
Yeah.
Yes.
So here's an interesting point.
Yeah, it's so boring.
To pause and focus a little bit. Yang just arbitrarily punches this droid that takes a picture of her. Like, I don't know what.
As if she's like I get. Is this them trying to like portray Yang as like the hothead? It's like, hothead doesn't deal with technology. Laugh.
I don't know what they were trying to convey.
Please
here,
laugh.
because
No, I think that this was supposed to be a violation of her privacy, and therefore it's showing that the city is oppressed somehow. And but it's just weird because it's like, what's the difference between a robot taking your picture and a person taking your picture? What if she kicked a child taking her picture with flash photography?
Well, it would immediately raise this volume a point by my standards. So
I think Twice got it, honestly. I think it was because they really do a kind of crappy
Yeah.
job showing that Mantle's like the worse off one. They have like, oh look, there's security drones, and I'm like, there's a million cameras in the Target down the street. Like that's not dystopian.
I was going to say, like, here in the States, freest country on the planet, arguably, one of our biggest things is like, you can be photographed in public. If you're out in public, you have no expectation of privacy. There's a whole body of case law behind this. Like, and I understand that not everyone knows about the law, but like everyone knows what it's mean to walk outside and have your picture taken. Like we've all had that happen.
Just like with freaking Atlas, ironically, that is largely the case because of a national terrorist attack.
I do.
I love how people just keep forgetting about that.
That's a bad thing.
I give them a little bit of slack because in universe, it has been 6 to 8 months. It's only been about a year, and things are still hot in universe. But out of universe, in the meta, it's been 3 years for us. So we're so much, and a lot has happened in those 3 years, except for Volume 5. So.
Well, that's the problem of the people that are arguing without this context, because that just means that they didn't bother with their argumentation.
Well, yeah, no, I
especially when
I give them my understanding. I do not give them ground. that
also is... counterpoint. They laud over. These are more than likely the same people who laud over like freaking Penny's development and actually think Ironwood's development in these 2 volumes is decent, and that requires having the prior knowledge from the previous volumes in order for that to work. So I don't know, dude. I don't know about that, man.
Okay.
And the biggest thing is, if the villains were in this scenario, kicking like random droids for taking their picture, it'd be like, oh, they're bad people, they're bad guys. But because it's arbitrarily Team RWBY, it's like, oh, but these are good people doing good things. And there's not enough to differentiate those ideas.
Here's the thing, like, I would be annoyed by a droid taking my picture, especially if it was like weirdly insistent about it. Like, it had no need to just hover up beside her and take her picture like that. Like, the fuck you doing? Like, if you're going to surveil people, one of the benefits of it, you don't need to let them know you're doing it, so you can catch them red-handed, and they will, if they're committing a crime, they don't realize they're being perceived. Just putting that out there. I mean, look.
Yeah, and they have way more advanced technology compared to our world. So you're telling me that we have better cameras than they do?
I am not one to foment any kind of tyrannical police state, but I know how to fucking run one just in case I need to. I don't know. Like, it's a very strange skill set, but like, it's useful to have at times. Anyway, Jake the Sturgeon says, "Begone, youngling, Yang Zhao Baggins probably."
Dog, imagine. Get on that direct.
Oh man, I gotta rewatch all of Lord of the Rings again sometime soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Adam Zelke says, When Volume 7 started, I was afraid. With Raven and the White Fang out of the picture, that Blake and Yang were just going to be useless background lesbians for the foreseeable future, as their big plot points are done out of the way. And you know what? You were right to be scared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They very...
That's exactly what...
Especially in this volume. I was thinking about it this morning. I was like,
God,
what do they even do?
I got hit by a car. I forgot about that. Okay.
What?
The fucking drone she kicked
what
into the
happened?
middle of the street and it got hit by a car. I moved it ahead like 2 seconds.
Oh, right, I forgot
She
about that.
could have caused a car accident.
There's that to consider. Also, holy shit, you've just done damage to that car. You've just done damage to the drone. That's probably irreparable. Do you know how much drones cost? Drones that small, that effective, from a police state? You are running up a bill already, and you've only been here about 5 minutes.
The other thing, I
Yeah,
think the most annoying
exactly.
thing is
Like,
that it's a
why
completely consequence-free moment. Like, we don't know why it took her picture,
Yeah.
and her kicking it had no effect on both the drone or anything they did, so it was completely pointless.
Oh, you know, that
Yeah,
would
it's
actually...
Yeah,
only
it
there
really
to raise
was.
a point that is further only that can easily be raised by the scenes we're about to see right now. So this is completely unnecessary.
But, like,
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, that could have been the reason that the police were sent out. Someone kicked down one of our drones. Holy shit, we got to go investigate that. That's kind of expensive.
Especially right after they weren't answering, like the
hails?
people who were trying to call into their ship, being like, "Identify yourself. Who are you?" And they just ignored them. It's like, get a drone out there, see who's looking suspicious.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how some people, you know who you are, make it seem like the ASOP being sent out to Team Ruby for all this shit was somehow unreasonable. But I don't know.
Also, can I say, as a bit of a side tangent, with the graffiti in the background, I don't really like how all of the White Fang imagery that they have is all like very violent, like White Fang, show your teeth. Those are very violent things to consider for a group that is supposed to be like fighting for their freedom or whatever.
Yeah, it's a little too threatening, isn't it? For, hey, we want peace. Show your teeth.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where,
Which
like...
is funny. Yeah, go on.
Well, I was going to say, it's where, like, having radicalization of the group is a cool idea, but you got to show the normality of the group, normality of the group as well.
Yep. But they were introduced to us as terrorists. And then you're saying that they got radicalized. It's like, no, you have to
In
you
the
have
same
to show
volume
us.
where they completely banished that away.
Yeah, you have to show us that they got radicalized over time, not just in a blink and you'll miss it flashback. That's bad.
Jake the Surgeon says, Raymond, have you considered Metal Man bad? I have. I have discarded that. Well, until Volume 8, in which case, we'll get there.
No, listen. Remember, in Volume 8, he's not James Ironwood. He is Jake Steelbark, okay? Jake Steelbark bad guys. But people from the channel know who I'm talking about.
All right, I want to hear what Yang has to say here, because she also, because of the size of this file, it is 3.5 hours long. I can't really scroll back effectively, so we're just going to have to be very careful with how we play things. But I want to hear what Yang has to say here.
Ooh. Maybe we should pick up the pace.
That's it.
No one makes any commentary on the fact, Yang, why did you do that?
Well, if you play forward a little
just
bit, you'll
blew
see
our cover, you
smile
bitch.
and roll her eyes.
You have to
That's it.
Oh, yes, damaging.
That just
private
Yang
property.
man,
How
I sure do have deep affection for this violent brute that's willing to vandalize technology that she doesn't even know what the purpose of it is.
definitely not
It's
like
a-
my old
Literally
boyfriend
blew
or
my
anything.
cover. And it-
It's definitely not like her old
Literally
boyfriend. Her
blew
old
my-
boyfriend was male. This is a female. It's completely different.
Yeah,
Double
so when the
standards, what are
female,
those?
Okay.
does-
Counterpoint. Adam would have a reason to
Do I
destroy that
smoke it?
thing.
Possibly, yeah.
Adam of like Yang has no reason to
True.
destroy it. She's not a criminal or anything. No. Adam though is a known terrorist. Him destroying a camera drone makes absolute complete sense. So actually,
Yeah.
in the circumstances, she's
Yeah.
being more unnecessarily reckless than he is.
Yeah.
He would.
And
I'm gonna be honest,
you could
Raymond.
you
I'm
could
gonna
say
be
that
honest, Raymond,
Ilya
I thought
also
you were
has
going
the
to
exact
say,
same.
It's justified when Adam beat the shit out of her.
Ilya also has the exact same reason if Ilya was in their place instead of Adam.
Yep.
Just for
also
those
true.
people who would say like, "Oh, well, because Adam is a man." It's like, no, because he's a white fang terrorist, which Ilya also falls under.
Yes, it is true. Ilya, superior girlfriend to Yang, proven.
Yes.
The kingdom had just
Yes.
lost the Great
Good
War.
for her.
The people of Mantle needed a sign of a brighter future, and that sign
That's
was
the biggest
Adam's.
problem, isn't it?
After all, the home of
Is that
Adam's
Blake is unlikable.
And yet somehow has the biggest harem cast of the entire
They're
series.
both unlikable.
Oh, yeah. Which is
They
why
are.
That's so weird.
she is. She even looks like a generic anime harem protagonist, just as a woman, though.
I was gonna say, like, she reminds
I
me
wouldn't
quite
say
a bit.
that.
She reminds me a lot of like Abella from Twilight.
Oh,
Yeah. In terms of
Wow.
personality, absolutely. In terms of design, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, she totally would
There-
drag her partner into a field of flowers so they can read her poetry.
Yes!
Yeah.
Okay. That's for the record. This is canon Blake. The way I would have probably written Blake is like Blake would be really fucking embarrassed to read any of her poetry to anyone. Like that's the kind of Blake I subscribe to. But canon Blake, you're absolutely right. It's like it's gonna be so romantic. Let's go in these field of flowers and share our feelings.
Yeah.
Cringe.
Yeah, she said Yang says pick up the pace, and then meanwhile they're not picking up the pace.
Yeah. The only reason
They
they're
mosey on down the street.
You gotta be careful with that word. I like that word. I have a positive association with it because of Final Fantasy VII. Come on, let's mosey.
Oh my God.
Boo.
No, I legitimately like that. It's like I find it very endearing, and it's like I don't want to associate it with Ruby.
I don't even know who says that in
No
Final
one.
Fantasy.
Oh,
What?
I think it was Barrett. I think it was one
Yeah,
of
I was
Avalanche.
about to say, was it
it's a
Barrett,
very
or was
famous
it
line
like
because
one
it's
of
so
the- yeah.
weird.
It is.
Let's see. Oscar Borgia says, "Why would Blake roll her eyes like that? Like, her, or why make no sense? Why didn't Ruby talk to her? For why did she that? Just why?" Oscar, are you okay? I think
I think that moment gave him a stroke. I think that moment gave him a stroke.
Oscar, I feel like your cognitive functions like just ran out at the end there.
One of those things where just all of the autocorrect just ruins everything in your sentence.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the infamous
Shit, this is
racist
why I got
moment.
Grammarly.
Oh, M3D.
Oh,
Now you mention it,
Oh,
Blake is
right.
just Kirito. If Kirito was a cat girl, huh?
yeah.
She is not the Chad Sun Raku from Shangri-La Frontier. By the way, if you haven't watched Shangri-La Frontier, go watch it now. It's really good. Anyway,
This whole city,
Okay.
it just seems awful.
Yeah? You don't like it here? There's plenty of space out in the tundra.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Alice is the greatest kingdom in the world, all right?
We can't cause a scene.
The embargo's got us in a
I mean, you can't cause a scene. Yang already caused a scene.
she literally kicked a drone into the middle of the road. I am surprised that car that ran it over didn't fucking stop and be like, "What the fuck, lady?"
Also, why
Yeah.
can't you cause a scene?
Yeah.
You're trying to find Ironwood. Would it not make more sense to like
Yeah.
get attention from authorities?
One, I can't remember. Did they explain why they aren't just calling him on their scrolls?
No,
No.
some reason at the beginning of this volume, they
Exactly.
act like, oh no, we're really not sure we want to go see Ironwood, even though that's their only plan.
Does
Oh
Crow
my
not have a
God!
way to actually
I
just
didn't
text
think of this.
Ironwood?
I didn't think. Oh my
Yeah,
God!
you
I
would
didn't
think
think
that
of
as
this.
soon as they
Crow
get into the
could've called
kingdom-
him.
Yeah, as soon as they get into the kingdom, they can suddenly use their scrolls. They can immediately, before they even get off the ship, they could call up Ironwood and be like, hey, we're coming in on a stolen airship of yours. Come pick us up. We got the relic.
We got
I
the
read-
meat.
I read about this. I read about this volume front to back several times, and I missed this.
Okay, and you know what? In failing that, let us presume for any reason that we cannot get in contact with Ironwood through our scrolls. Do you know what I would do? I would find every single fucking trash can in a 3-block radius and make the world's largest trash fire in the middle of an intersection. Because it's not hurting anyone, and it's getting a lot of fucking attention. The police will come in, they'll clean it up real quickly, and you know what? You'd be like, hi, thank you for coming to my trash fire. This is what the show is now. Can you please take us to General Ironwood? It's very important.
General.
Yes.
Like, make a scene. Get people's attention.
Like, they act all like boo-hoo sad wah at the end of this episode because they do get arrested, and it's like, of course you did. You stole a military
You
airship.
stole a plane.
What did you think was gonna happen?
And help the other kingdoms, and this is what happens? I say let him rock!
I apologize. I didn't mean to insult you.
Stupid phonics like
Oh look, she's such a bigger person.
Stupid
She's
phonics
nice
like
to the
you.
asshole
See,
drunk guy.
this is... Okay,
It was worth it.
pause right here. Again, 2 volumes in a row. Blake confronts racism, and Weiss is the one who defends her from it.
To
What
be
the
fair,
fuck?
it's more about Weiss because Weiss used to be racist and now she's not. Like it's more about making sure everyone knows that Weiss is not a Weiss supremacist.
But that,
It's so-
I see what you did. But that's still a problem.
It's so
because now
performative, though.
It is. It is.
Mhm.
Like
Exactly.
also
Because
the
fact of the
nature of the
matter is,
racism was so
fucking-
weak. Like it's like,
Yeah.
oh, you stupid faunus ruining everything. And it's like, all right, so the equivalent of it. Oh God, do I even want to try and say the equivalent of
Don't.
it? Like,
Let's
no.
not.
Let's not. Let's not. But I was gonna say, like, even though I'm not willing to say it, it's still very weak sauce considering what an actual like blood racist would say. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it is so. This is one thing that I did try to fix in fixing Ruby is that we do have curse words and derogatory names for races. We have derogatory names for everyone in the setting. Like it's a thing because guess what? If there are people, they will find a way to demean each other because humanity does that. We tribalize, we
We are
categorize,
assholes.
and then we make
Mhm.
assholes of everyone that's not in our tribe. That's just how it works. It's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
For example, yeah.
It is
Yeah, for
just
example, I'm a robot supremacist.
Oh, you must love all this AI stuff that's happening.
Boo. Robots, boo.
I will neither confirm nor deny the statement.
The whole thing with this moment, it's just like with Yang kicking the droid. Nothing comes of it. There was no consequences for these actions. It was a nothing scene that did nothing.
You know what would be great? This guy
Well,
sues
no.
their goddamned asses and he wins.
yeah, honestly.
Because here's the thing. You know what? IRL in America, he would probably win that case. He was just speaking his
Probably.
mind. It'd be insulting. He was an asshole, sure, but you're on the public street. You're allowed to say shit like that.
Free speech, man.
He gets fucking kicked in the face. You're not allowed to do that to people. You are definitely not allowed to do that to people, even if you really
Yep.
want to. So it's like that would be an interesting like thing for the girls to run up against. Oh, we hate racism. Well, yeah, they're kind of protected in this way. We can't take action in this way. It's like that. It would force them to have to actually like
gotta be smart about confronting these people.
It would make them smarter about things. God damn.
But the bigger problem with this part of this scene is the fact that this would have been a moment for at least Yang for once, aside from killing Adam and beating up some White Fang goons, to actually interact with this whole racism subplot, which is a pretty big part of Blake's fucking character.
And if you still,
yet she never does. This is the single piece of racism she faces in the entire volume, despite the whole show building this place up as being the capital of fucking racism. The president of racism is in Atlas, ladies and gentlemen, and we do not get to do anything with that.
But I was going to say, like, it's such a simple fix. You don't even need to make it that big of a deal. You have the guy just make his racist credo, make it a little more biting, but have it go on a little bit longer. And as he's talking, in like the extra 3 seconds you give him, you have a little cutaway to Yang stepping up in front of Blake, like she's getting ready to hit him. Cut back to him and have him getting flung by Weiss. And that way it feels not only like Yang is stepping up to protect her girl, but Weiss also gets her moment of, see, I am not a racist. You can have them working simultaneously. There's no problem to that. And then on top of that, it makes the team feel more cohesive as friends. Like, you get all these different benefits, but you just make it solely about Weiss and Blake, and it's weird.
Yeah. It's also weird because we are supposed to root for Mantle for the majority of these volumes, but our first moments in Mantle is a drone is violating Yang's privacy, and there's a shitty racist guy. It's like, okay, so why are we protecting this place?
Oh, but don't forget, they cut to the poor people afterwards, okay? We see the poor miner workers or whatever after this, so that makes it okay.
I mean, there's nothing inherently wrong with showing the worst foot forward of a place. Like, I don't think you're wrong, for the record, because I think they do a poor job of rehabilitating that. I think it's actually really cool when you introduce a location that has this really kind of grimy, this ugly side to it that you just get to see up front. And it's over the course of the story that, like, you get to see the refinement and the people that are just trying to live day to day, and people that don't actually give a shit, like, about, like, any of the racism or shit. They just want to live their lives. They don't care who they interact with. There are good people in this place that are doing good things, or they're just trying to, live their lives. And the show doesn't really do much to rehabilitate in that direction.
And in the opposite direction, because there was racist grandma, the other prominent Mantle NPC that we get. We get two major speaking roles of people just living in Mantle, and two of them happen to be very racist.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah, and Yang gets to interact with her, gets to yell at her, but Blake isn't there.
I love how people say that, like, oh, Atlas is the racist country, yet it's Mantle that we get the most racist lines out of.
That's because we don't spend any time in actual. People keep being like, Atlas is better off, and it's like, is it? We see a park once during like volume 8 or something, and it's like, is this better off than Mantle? Just because you lit Mantle in this red light, it doesn't look worse than a park.
Look clean Mantle is. Look how beautiful that looks.
I was gonna say, this is gonna, like, I know we're all sick of Mantle and Atlas after volume 7 and 8, after all this time, but do you guys remember? I mean, for the two of us or the three of us that actually watched this when it aired, do you remember how sick we were of, like, how bland the imagery was? And seeing Mantle in these deep, rich oranges and reds in this, what we thought was going to be a very stark white hellscape, like, it was very much like, wow, this is such a cool setting. Like, it looks very pretty. I wonder what they're going to do with this. They didn't do much with it. They didn't do much with it.
It looks surprisingly warm.
Well, yeah,
It looks like
Yeah.
a furnace almost.
and
with
that's
how
what's
orange
cool about it.
everything is.
It's like you have a furnace in the middle of a massive tundra. And we learn later that's intentional because they have massive heaters on the outside. It's a really cool idea for a snow-based society. It's just they
Mhm.
didn't do much beyond the whole heaters thing.
Remember when I
Yeah, I
talked
feel
to
like I
you
see
about
something
some of
very
the
similar to this
textures
somewhere
of the
along.
backgrounds?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because
I
I remember talking to Raymond about the textures in the backgrounds and how well, like I complained about this in the Tundra a couple of times, like with Iza and Lightning and eventually Raymond. But like I said, everything looks very clean. There is no grime, there's no garbage, and when there is grime, it is a very clear and apparent paintbrush smear. Because you can tell that somebody
Yes.
just put that in Photoshop and just smeared it on without any
Mhm.
rhyme or reason. It just looks so lazy.
Deaderex got us.
Also,
No
new
flash-
Deaderex art.
No flash
Yeah,
photography.
buddy.
That poor kid. Just wanted a picture of the pretty lady.
Oh,
Oh my god, now that actually is such a cute idea though. Just a little kid like pretty lady yeah, just punts it.
Ew.
Children, ew, no. Adam Zelke. They didn't want to show Atlas because they didn't want to make the sets. I mean, risk us sympathizing with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How dare you sympathize with a bunch of people who are just
Yeah,
living their lives as opposed to the other people who are just living their lives who also happen to be kind of
Yeah,
racist.
likewise, that's the same reason why they don't really develop Whitley, even though that would be better. It's because they would have to give him more lines. I mean, we wouldn't have to. That keeps us from empathizing with him.
Yeah.
Oh, and now they run. And immediately, there are robots there. Wow, that's new.
That was wild!
We are here for your safety. Thank you for your cooperation.
Get wrecked, dude.
They got big
more-
TVs.
We needed more
How
stuff like
evil.
this. We need
As
more-
they say, hey, don't worry about things. We're gonna try to make things better. How evil.
Oh, hell, Teddy Bear Paladin.
Yes.
Yang, join the bees, Ruby. Yellow and black mix so well together, and bees are so cute. Ruby, Yang, you and Blake mixed in too much toxin. Those are wasps. Yang, no! Beekeeper Pura, laughing in the background.
I like Beekeeper Pyrrha. I'm glad she's a character.
Yes.
I was like, Beekeeper
Just
Pura,
have
and I
her,
just
just have
remembered
her be
Deaderex
the
right now.
mascot of these streams.
But I like that.
I
like,
just
the green makes great contrast there with that
It's
medic
good to see you
voice.
again, old friend.
The
I
clinic.
do like that.
Yeah.
I do think that they kind of got it a little bit right. I wish that there was more screens. As Raymond knows, I really like the band The Proto-men, which is a rock opera group all about a city that is
Oh,
under fascistic control.
Oh,
You're like, oh my gosh,
yeah, you are roboting pretty hard.
very hard.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
You need to speak our language, not your
Stop
native
speaking
language.
binary, damn it! Only I understand you, and I'm not translating that shit. That was such.
Am I good?
It was so racist, man. I'm not translating that shit into English.
Kaiser is the only person that I know outside of my in real life friend who actually knows about them. But like the whole point of the songs is that the people there and robots are dealing with a super fascistic society where they are being controlled, and there is propaganda. Namely in one of the songs where there are lines being screamed out by all of the singers. We are your hope. We keep you safe. We are in control.
Mm. I think I've heard that song.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I know the Proto-men, but only because Twilight just brute forced it into me.
Yes. I only showed you like a couple of songs.
I know.
You
I
need
know.
to listen to like the full albums to get the story.
Oscar Borgia. I feel like Weiss should be the one defending Blake here. It would give us a moment with Weiss and Blake. With Yang, I feel it makes more unlikable. Okay, Oscar, do you just not like Yang? Like,
don't blame him.
Yeah, honestly,
that's fair, but like, this feels personal, buddy. Did Yang steal your girlfriend? Was Blake are you secretly Adam? Have you been Adam this entire time?
Oscar's the kid Yang kicked.
Oh,
Yang resurrected.
Adam isekai'd into our world and became Oscar. I'm sorry, Oscar. This is your reputation now.
But yeah, like the point that I was having was that it would be nice to see like more of that if that was what they were going for.
And
even just like even do the easy thing like they do in Joker. Just have like just garbage bags everywhere. Just make it look gross. Like, you know, have rats running around, cockroaches.
And the thing that I always
just look, dude. This is supposed to be based. This is supposed to be based off of America in some way, dude. Look at freaking Maryland, dog. What the fuck? Just take Maryland and copy paste that onto here.
All I had to do was go to downtown Vancouver, and I went and I took Raymond around downtown Vancouver so he could see what it would look like if Mantle was actually done properly.
Well, Twy, I don't know if it surprised you, but I could just walk down to Cincinnati.
I know, but like. This is what I would think, like with all the graffiti and well, I showed you kind of where Gabe lived at the time.
Yeah, no, I remember passing like when we stepped off the train and we passed like 3 drunk people immediately.
Yeah.
We're not talking like the fun drunks you see in the higher. No, we're talking. They were muttering to themselves. I'm pretty sure it was more than just drinking.
Yeah.
Fun times.
we have a very unfortunate problem with a specific drug in Vancouver right now called fentanyl.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn.
But yeah, so like there are several different pieces of reference they could have had, and they just didn't make any of it.
Yeah.
They're very lazy with this volume in general.
Yeah.
Jack 2, yes. Oh my god, Jack 2.
That's
the
what
slum.
this reminded me of.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Jack 2, you go from Jack 1, which has these kind of idyllic, kind of like very naturalistic wood huts, kind of, you know, or thatch huts kind of scenarios and places. These very like kind of idyllic spaces. You go from Jack 1 into Jack 2, where it's just a straight up dystopia, but it's similar, like you can tell similar construction ideas have carried well into it. It's so well done. Everyone go out and play the Jack trilogy and then play Jack X as well, because Jack X is also awesome. It really gives you like, you don't even need big trash cans everywhere. It just, through texture work alone, they make it, they really convey it. The level of grime and decay is going on in the city.
Also, the amount of guards and how like instantly suspicious and hostile they are.
Yeah.
Surrender and die. Don't you mean surrender or die? Not in this city.
I love the it's like I hate the feeling of this sector. It's like, then get out of it.
Right back. I gotta close my window. It's getting dark out.
Oh my gosh.
He's gone.
But, yeah. Also,
Goodbye.
notice how all of this. What?
I've already forgotten you.
Damn. All right, that's savage.
He's like a fairy. They die if you don't believe in them.
Sometimes I can still hear his voice.
I'm not dead.
Oscar Borgia says, haha, No, I'm a huge fan of Yang, or was until they ruined her character by making her unlikable, and then there's BB, which is just no. Oscar, all right.
Understandable.
Okay, but I gotta call this out, because is it just because Bumblebee makes no sense, or is there some deeper underlying reason you dislike Bumblebee? Because I gotta say, like, man, you've been so hardcore against it. It comes off a little more. There's something deeper going on than just it's not written well. Just gotta ask that out there. I'm sensing something, buddy. Anyway,
It's very funny though.
it is very entertaining.
It is, but it is
how
a little
adamant
worrying.
he
Like,
is about it.
I'm probably one of the harshest towards the ship out of all of us, and even I'm all like, okay, man, you gotta chill a little bit.
Take a chill pill. Take a chill slip. Take a chill pill, but it dissolves on your tongue.
I don't know how I can't be harsh towards it because I'm so apathetic towards the ship. It's so nothing. I can't even like think about how I could even like it outside of like changing the characters very, very significantly.
Yeah. I was rooting for them. I really wanted it to happen. And I'm just like, this isn't... I wanted it to happen, but I wanted it to be good.
It's like
Yeah.
the monkey paw curls one finger. 00 says, does anyone truly know what Nora's backstory was? Orphan.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
that's it.
we don't know how she got there.
Yeah.
We don't know anything else.
All she mentioned was that her mother abandoned her, and that's it.
Ryan Carson.
Which is
Oscar,
why
Bumblebee killed my grandma, okay?
But yeah, we don't know anything about Nora's backstory, other than the fact that she was an orphan who stole bread one time. And that's why I thought that remaking her not as Thor, the god, but rather the character from the Blue Belt, because he also has a similar backstory of his mother also abandoned him, but she was going to feed him to an ogre.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You really won me over with ogre at the end there.
All right.
Yeah,
It's all
the whole-
ogre now.
The whole story of the Blue Belt is that this mother is very lazy and she makes her son do everything. He finds a blue belt just laying on the road one day. He puts it on himself and he finds that with the blue belt he has super strength. And with that super strength, he can survive all of the things that his mother tries to make him do that is supposed to get him killed. And then eventually kills the ogre.
I remember that story.
Oh wow.
And then gains a lion friend. So
Ooh.
Nora in my story is gonna have a lion buddy.
Yay!
Hell yeah.
All right, so here we meet one of the weirdest additions to RWBY, which is Pietro.
I think you mispronounced the word best.
I mean, I like him. It just something about his placement in the story feels really weird to me.
It is weird, especially because when we see Penny die in Volume 3, we get a hint of his hand, and he seems angry. And so I wonder if he was initially supposed to be a villain, but then they were like, we have too many Atlas villains. They need someone to relate to here in Mantle, and change that up.
They had much more complicated issues.
I guess.
And this is
So
There are many more things I could say about Pietro here, but you know, we got look at all the B interaction we're seeing here, guys. Look at all the B interaction.
Also,
They're
the fact,
totally checking out Pietro.
yeah. Though I do wonder, like, why he is a very prestigious scientist. Why the fuck is he working in a rinky-dink place like this?
Because we need to show you that Mantle is in poor conditions. This one building is torn apart, so that means all of them are.
I was gonna say individuals can't take it upon themselves to keep the stuff that they live in maintained. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
I say, knowing that there's
Yeah,
black
clean-
mold
cleaning
growing in
my
my
room?
bathroom and I need to take care of. I've been putting off for a while. Probably poisoned at this rate. Bumblebee's M3D. Bumblebee's boring again. Can we talk about bubbling? I don't know anything about that series except for the memes that come out of it. I'm sorry.
Wait, that's a series?
It's Adventure Time.
Oh,
What is
Adventure Time, yeah.
Adventure Time. It's Princess Bubblegum.
Oh, my bad. I mean, I need to rewatch that.
I was gonna say you have definitely. Yeah, it's fine. The keywords weren't in your memory bank. It's fine.
I watched I watched the first season of Adventure Time, and while it was finally starting to get interesting enough for me to continue watching, I was just like, no, I just don't think that this show is for me, man. So I stopped.
I've never seen an episode of Adventure Time, but I see a lot of clips on like Twitter, and every single clip to me feels exactly the same, where Jake does something stupid, and then Finn turns around and says something that makes absolutely no sense, and then some completely wackadoo thing happens, and I'm like, I don't understand any.
There are some things that I've seen out of it that I like. There's
like
definitely like the biggest one that I usually see around because I'm watch a lot of food YouTubers now is like making pancakes. I see that one where he's like making pancakes, and then I also see. Jake makes an amazing sub, and then I've also seen, because of other videos, Jake explaining how to date to Finn, and like it goes so like, okay, here are the 3 steps to like the initial forms of dating, and it goes all the way up to step 47. It's like, what happens at steps like 4 through 47? It's like, oh, you're not ready for steps 4 through 47. It's a very adult joke where it's like, oh, I get it. I see what you're doing there.
Oh yeah, do not do tier 13. That's what that line was.
Right.
Oh my god. But yeah,
We
I
got more
watched
Dead
like
Rats,
a
sorry.
good chunk of the show, and like near the end, I kind of just fell off of it and then picked up just like the last season. I think it was just because like along the way the episodic stories just stopped being as good as they used to. But Bubblegum and Marceline, from what I remember, were excellent. I think they were pretty good for each other. And this runs, and they run fucking... Forget running circles. They run freaking planets around fucking Bumblebee, okay?
It really is disappointing because like it's one of those ships that's constantly looped in with like a collective of ships that often kind of get lumped together. Bumblebee gets lumped in with Bubbling, gets lumped in with Korra and Korrasami. I'm trying to think of other ones. There's a couple of other very...
Katadora?
Katadora,
there's
yes.
Katadora. Yeah, Katadora.
Which...
I think Korrasami shouldn't count, because that barely counts as a ship.
Yeah, honestly.
Well, people also really love the comics, and the comics go in depth on it. But you're right. That's, yeah.
I always forget about those.
Yeah. You know, like if you're just watching the show, you're right. It doesn't count. If you're taking the whole of the media into account, yeah, it counts. And I'm the first to say I love Katadora. I do not in any way think it's a emotionally stable relationship, and it has a lot of fucking shit to work through. That is, they are going to break up multiple times before they find any kind of like actual stable ground with each other. If one of them survives to the end of that.
I fell off of She-Ra after season 2.
Okay.
Will they, won't they?
I don't even know.
Yeah, no, literally.
You know what?
The will they, won't they in She-Ra is will they, won't they kill each other.
So I can complain about that. Yeah, maybe I should pick it back up so I can complain about that too. I don't know.
It's a rough series. It's another one of those.
Katadora, too little, too late. Coming to y'all 2026.
Mark your calendar.
Finest heart, too. This pharmacy is just where he volunteers when he's not building the future of Atlas alongside Ironwood up in the clouds.
I love churning out exposition because we don't see any of this.
That's her job, basically. She's just a walking, talking plot device.
I love how it's been 8 years and they still don't know how to do exposition properly.
It's hard when your show is entirely exposition.
Yeah. They just keep reaching for Old Faithful.
That they constantly do it wrong.
They also can't do comedy, which is crazy because the beginning of the show was so funny, and now we got shit like this.
Yes.
Ugh.
Oscar.
It got worse.
Oscar, yes, I like Ketradora. It's a toxic relationship. You're allowed to enjoy those. Like the problem with Bumblebee is that it's poorly conceived. But if it were actually approached as if they were going into a toxic relationship, it'd be a completely different conversation. We'd be analyzing whether or not it's properly portrayed as a toxic relationship, and then maybe discussing whether or not they can actually maneuver their way through it to a healthier one. And that's what I see with Ketradora. I actually don't think it's terrible. I think it's actually relatively well built too. It's just, it's not in the healthiest of places. They haven't resolved everything.
The thing with toxic relationships, they're fun to enjoy in media. In reality, they are bad.
Yes, that is very
That's
true.
the big difference.
I typically didn't
Now,
think that needed to be spelled out, but you are right that it probably should be spelled out because the internet will internet.
There are a lot of
Well, I guess
people
so.
recently who don't seem to understand the concept of fiction.
The
I like
difference
this
between
villain
fiction and
character.
reality. Gee, it's almost yeah. Oh, look at this fictional race or whatever that just so happened to be bad. Is this show trying to talk about racism? It's like, no, guys, come on. Also, we missed a super chat earlier.
Oh, did we? Did we? What was the super chat? Oh,
Yeah,
what's your
Mystery
team name
Zeo
if they
for
were all on a RWBY team?
$5.
Oh, dude, you can see. I have the name in the other streams. We're Team JYCT, JYCT.
Yeah.
That implies I'm the leader, and I don't feel qualified to be the leader.
That's actually an issue that I have with
See,
with
see,
Ruby
you
a
can be
little
the Ruby of the team. You're perfect.
That was no one's ever insulted me more.
Okay, Critter. Of the 4 RWBY girls, which one would you prefer to be?
Best girl Weiss, duh.
Okay, but you realize that does saddle you with
Everyone
formerly
wants to be
being
right.
racist.
Yeah, that's the problem. Can't I be Nora? I want to be Nora. I want to
I-
be on Juniper.
But that means you have to be Jean if you're first.
Oh, we could just have a team where for once in the show's goddamn existence, the leader of the group isn't at the beginning.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Of
that's
the
an issue that I
acronym.
had once RWBY really like. In Volume 1, we didn't know better. In Volume 2, it's sort of like, oh, okay. And in Volume 3, by that point, it didn't really matter. But it's like the idea that this team needed to be led by the person in front. One, Osmond, you're hamstringing yourself on how many like color combinations you can make out of different names. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I was just the other day, because we were talking about redesigns for different characters in the Sketchy Huntsman, I pulled up a list of an SYOC, a submit your own character fanfic that I wrote years ago, back in college. It's cringy, but I got decently into it. I got up through, I think, arc 2 of 6. And one of the things that I did is like all the different like names, I put a lot of fucking effort into like all these submitted characters, forming them into teams, giving the team names actual colors and meanings, and like having arcs with them. But the thing I didn't do is make sure the leader was the one at the head of the team. I'm pretty sure like I'm pretty sure like the team that my one OC, because of course I wrote my own OC for it, which if you want to see what I would be like as an OC, I've written it before, people. That's why the Roman Tortric allegations are just hilarious to me. He was not the leader of his team. I made him intentionally not the leader of his team because he doesn't fit that. He's much more of a striker kind of Spitfire type. He's not like the leadership build. And there was like a guy who's like a kind of a knight build that was like much better suited. Neither of their names were first. I think it was a guy with an F in his name that was actually first. It's like, all right, I guess.
Yeah, I was coming up with I was coming up with new teams for a project I'm working on basically rearranging RWBY characters around. And I was like, the team is Pyrrha, Emerald, Ren, and Velvet. And I'm like, what can their names make if Pyrrha's the leader? And those names in those order makes the word perv. And I was like, maybe I should just give up on this idea.
Well,
No.
your mistake was saying I need to have Pyrrha as the leader.
I was gonna say, no, you own that. You own
Ain't
that.
no fucking
You was like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Their
Double
team,
down.
they are Team Peruvian Silk or something like that. Like that's what you say. And if anyone says, doesn't it spell? It spells Peruvian. And
Yeah. Obviously.
And you know what?
Then
Early
someone comes
Rooster
along
Teeth-
and calls them Team Hentai.
Early Rooster Teeth would have actually, I think, gone with that. I think they would have actually flown something that funny. It's like have
It
a
would've
team
seemed
called
Sun.
Perv, have no one like have people maybe try to comment on it, and the entire team just shrug it off like it's nothing. It's like, doesn't that spell? Yeah, Peruvian. Why? It would have been great.
We were wondering if you could help us. We came to Atlas hoping to talk with General Ironwood, but
What exactly has been happening here?
Yeah, but what, Yang? But what, Yang?
Yeah.
You can't use your fucking phones?
And look at Blake doing damage control right after.
The fall of Beacon took a toll on all of us. James was no different.
Yeah,
couldn't
no
tell you
shit,
exactly
you
what it was he
dumbasses.
saw.
Why'd you have to even
But it changed
ask?
him. He's
scared.
paranoid would be the more appropriate term. You have to understand, it wasn't just the Grim.
Oh yeah, a national terrorist attack.
Made it their plaything.
Totally not something to be paranoid over.
Miles, do not get me started. Peru doesn't exist on Remnant. Guys, I know we have examples of this. There is shit in this show that directly references real life things that should not happen.
I remember when Velvet was talking, and it's like, oh, she's Australian. Does that mean this is... It's like, no, she's just Australian because the voice actresses.
It's like there are things that are directly named that I'm like, but your world doesn't have that. Like, I can't remember exactly what it is, but it was a phrase or a word, something along the lines of Shanghai, like to get shanghaied. It's a good example of like a verb that we use in our common day parlance. It means to get kidnapped. Oh, I got Shanghai.
Yeah.
Well, your world doesn't have a Shanghai. There is no city called Shanghai. So how do you... There's a word like that was used. And Brussels. That was it. Brussels. It was the Brussels joke. There is no Brussels in RWBY. Why do they have that word? So yeah. Peru can just be a city in universe if it need be.
It's just spelled with like a random extra R
to
make it fantasy.
It's just actual Peru. It's like actual factual Peru. There's absolutely no change to it. It's like the weird crossover point between Earth and Remnant.
Oh my god, it's the gap from Valinor.
The answer may be both. And so does the
Maybe Atlas isn't as safe as we thought. After we came all this way, we can't just leave.
Motherfucker, how did you think it would be safe?
Well, the council's so scared.
What other plans do you have? Atlas isn't safe. Yeah, no shit. Salem's hunting you no matter where you go.
Time to go live in the middle of the desert with the sandworms.
Sand crabs.
The entirety of the movie.
Painted it.
What? Is everything okay?
Adam Zelke, why would these random students have the personal number of the general of the entire Atlas army to contact him? Crow, Adam,
Yeah.
Crow.
But to be fair, I did think of this earlier. It would be funny if Crow like didn't keep his phone number because he's like, "Fuck that guy," and then later he's like, "Shit, I shouldn't have done that."
Also, Weiss would have Winter's phone number,
Yes!
definitely, as well, because she was planning on getting into contact with her in Mistral before she left, before she got called back.
Yang might have a service number to call to contact about her arm. I feel like that might be important.
Ooh,
Yeah, the fact Pietro made her arm The technology in Atlas is so boring looking. It's so blocky. Like, he makes them their motorcycles in Volume 8, and I'm like, why are they just boring boxes? Easy to model, boring-ass boxes, when he also made her cool-ass arm.
You know, what's actually...
play around with it more.
What's the wild... fan art looks better than the actual show.
What's wild to me is that, like, I don't mind blocky technology. Like, there's definitely an aesthetic to blocky technology that you can use.
Yeah.
I mean... For one, we can always reference, what is it called? It's like the technology that you see in the Alien franchise. They actually have a name for it now.
Yeah.
Geiger.
No,
good old H.R. Geiger.
Geiger is the monster design.
demons.
The technology is it CRT punk? Something like that? It's basically, it's the idea of like the technology from the 80s and early 90s got taken forward into the future.
Boykin.
But so like that has an aesthetic to it, and like you look at like Gundam, a lot of Gundam has some blocky designs, but it looks good.
Yeah. Yeah.
For
Especially
some reason,
in Gundam Wing. A lot of the infantry models and shit.
The problem that with like this carries over into Genlock as well. There's a weird smoothness to all the technology, and I think it might actually be more of a problem with the character models, in that it's like everything looks too plasticky. Everything looks too...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No textures, very flat,
Yeah.
very flatly lit
Yeah,
also.
exactly. It works. Yeah, it works fine in like older mecha shows like Votoms and, you know, the first Gundam. Because there's a lot of grit to not just the way the characters look, but also the backgrounds and all of that stuff.
And the paper
and
itself.
the way that they are drawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the paper itself, yeah.
So it's like, this is where the aesthetic of the show, the aesthetic of the actual, the underlying mechanical aesthetic of the show really hurts it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You are Team Ruby.
You know us?
Oh, my girl, I do. I most certainly do. And
You fought in the tournament.
Not recognized.
When your teammates made it to the final round and then dismembered a boy. I was
Yes.
surprised more people don't know who you are.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Your daughter?
Trouble.
I wonder who it could be.
Kate, what we're watching is Kate Morning. I hate how they downplay Atlas technology, especially with the arsenal. Yeah. It feels like it would be more expected.
100%.
I do appreciate Blake pulling out her weapon and forgetting that it's broken. That's a nice touch.
Yeah.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me.
This is...
Yeah, that's...
God, mechanically I hate this. Oh, we're might be progressing the plot. Let's throw a monster at us so we can save the reveal to a dramatic moment.
It's like a baby's first script, honestly.
Well, we didn't come this
I mean, it wouldn't be so bad if the rest of it wasn't so bad.
Also, it would just be nice to not have Grimm at this point at all, because wasn't it like established in one of those World Remnant fucking things that Grimm, the people were able to establish a city here because Grimm, it was too cold for Grimm to survive?
Yes, it's a major plot element, and it's like,
oh,
you know what?
They kind of forgot about
kinda
the Iron
forgot.
Fleet. I mean, Atlas being cold.
Yeah.
Sorry. The Atlas weapon.
Yeah.
It's also because the Grimm are attacking the knights, the soldiers, the robots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They shouldn't, because they're attracted to emotion, and robots shouldn't have emotion, and that was one of the big selling points of their robots.
Yeah.
They kind of forgot.
I'll push back a little bit that once you've engaged in combat, I think the Grimm are aware enough to fight back. But you do make a legitimate point.
But they're
like,
not.
They shouldn't be
They're
opening
not
attacking the
consistent
knights.
on that at all.
Yeah, and they're not. You're right.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder how the fuck they even got into the city when you see in Volume 8 how accurate the freaking ship lasers are when it comes to hitting the Grimm. Like, these guys managed to hit some of the freaking caterpillar things that were digging into like the lower parts of Atlas.
Where's
like actual Atlas?
Where are the mounted guns? And like, I understand that there's a hole in the fucking wall. Which, first of all, why is there a hole in the fucking wall?
Yeah, and why do they act like only Ironwood could do anything about it? There's at least 2 other people on the council. Why are we not getting upset at them for not redirecting resources? Of course, the army's gonna need resources.
Do you not have bricks? Do you not have fucking bricks?
Yeah,
you can borrow some from Star Wars. You can take the bricks that they have in Andor and just put them here so the people over in the Star Wars community can stop bitching about that and put them over here so we can stop bitching about this.
Hey guys, there's currently a dust embargo, which means that no dust is being sold. So that means that you just have dust sitting there. Why don't you take some of that dust and use it to plug up the fucking hole?
Also, like, and it was so easy too. Like,
there is no World of Remnant embossing say. We love you, Pete. We love you, buddy.
Philip, a Ruby geeking out in an Atlas armory. Missed opportunity. Yes, that is definitely true.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Ruby geeking out over their weapons was such a missed opportunity. And, spoilers for when I get around to fixing Volume 7, Ruby's going to be involved in fixing up weapons. All right? I'm not hiding that because, fuck, we're bringing back Grease Monkey Ruby.
Yes.
Yeah, we're bringing back Dono Taku Ruby. That's what we need.
We were talking about Jack and Daxter earlier. Who's their one friend who, like, builds them their hoverboard? What's her name?
Tess?
Kiara?
Oh, Kiara.
Yeah. That, but Ruby. That outfit on Ruby.
Yes, I agree with this.
Oh, wait, I just remembered what she looked like. No, wait a minute.
I have zero complaints. Provided Ruby is old enough to wear it.
I might be remembering her wearing bigger pants.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure. Oh, okay, was it? I know Tess wore short shorts. I don't know about Kiara.
I'm gonna look her up.
I feel like she had more substantial pants. I feel like she did have more because she was in the earlier game and they were both pretty young in the first game. So
she got what a cutie. I'll take a picture and I'll send it to you on the Discord.
Yeah. Adam Zelke, I saw someone once brought up that Ruby could have been like Winry Rockbell from FMA. Yes!
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 That!
Yes!
Right there! Like that, but the main character. And so you just kind of... Okay, she is effectively the fusion of Ed and Winry. Like, you can't lose with that.
Yeah.
And yet somehow they have.
Dude, when Winry freaking Rockbell is more relevant as a character throughout both original FMA and Brotherhood than Ruby is in 9 seasons and 2 movies.
Oh, fuck, man, you're hurting me, but you're right.
Yeah, the truth hurts, don't it?
Man, I have to rewatch FMA because the last time I watched it, I was friends with somebody who was really into Ed, and thus got me kind of corrupted into, like, anti-Winry, simply because, that's how she was. So I'm like, I'm biased, and now I have to be like, I have to, like, unlearn all of my biases.
It's one of the cutest things.
Horniness.
I'm not sure if it was a show or if it was maybe just, I think it was a Japanese, like, live action show, or it's a meme. But it's like a guy and a girl who are crushing on each other. They were talking, and they both had little keychains of Winry and Ed, and like it's how they ended up getting together. It's like she had this keychain out, and she's like she had a little keychain of Ed, and she's like, yeah, Ed's my favorite character, and he pulls out the little keychain of Winry, and it's just it's so cute.
Send that to me.
And
send that to me.
If I find that, I'll send it to you. But how can you not love that ending confession from Ed? It's like, you give me half of your life if you give me half. I'll give you half of my life if you give me half of yours. And she's like, you idiot! Why would I give you half of my life when I could just give you my entire life? And it's like, God, it's like such a culmination of both their characters. It's so fucking adorable, man.
It's so good. Dude, okay, I rewatched FMA, OG FMA, like 2 years ago. Holy shit, it had been so long since I watched a show that good. Even with the changes from, what Arakawa was going to write from then point on, I don't give a fuck. It's still good.
Yeah,
the ending's not that bad. Hot fucking tank. Don't care.
FMA
That's
2003 is good. I love FMA 2003. I actually think you're not going to, like, people are like, oh, you only need to watch Brotherhood. No. Watch the first half of FMA.
Baby.
Watch basically everything after that point is in Brotherhood. But for both, I would watch both completely because you don't get the full package without it.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, FMA 2003 sets up that one Weasley guy who ends up becoming vitally important in the storytelling of, like, greed. And, like, you don't get anything from him in Brotherhood until he's, like, they just recap the entirety of that episode with, like, no grace whatsoever.
Mhm.
Yeah, and people talk shit about the ending to 2003. It is not that bad. Stay mad, people.
It's good. It's so good.
Just because an ending for an anime doesn't fit the manga doesn't mean that it's bad. Ever since I read the manga for Full Moon wo Sagashite, I have broken out of the idea that the manga is always going to be better than the anime.
Yep.
Oh, believe you me, I have some example. Oh god, I'm trying to think of them off the top of my head where the manga actually, or the anime fixes things in the manga that make no sense.
I'll say one. Madoka Magica is not a story that should be read through the manga because the different art styles for the witches does not translate well in manga style, and it was very confusing.
Fuck, here's a hot take.
Was Madoka an manga first?
No, it was an anime original.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was specifically the Rebellion one was what I read the Rebellion manga first, and then I watched Rebellion, and it was like, oh, this makes way more sense now.
I think I've mentioned this before. My experience watching Rebellion for the first time was on a grainy cam recording. Well, my two friends were getting sloshed, and I was there sitting there, and we were just having it felt like we were all high at the time. I don't consume substances. Somehow I got a contact high. But I was gonna say, here's a hot take for people, and Twilight already knows this one. Trigun. The Trigun anime so much better than the manga. I know people stand by Trigun Maximum. I do not like it. Like, and I need to finish it. I haven't finished it yet, but I have so far. It really just kind of goes off the rails.
Fake hater.
Fake hater. No. I am 10 volumes in of that 14-volume series, motherfucker. I made it real fucking far, and the last 4 volumes are all like double the length of every other volume. So I'm sitting there like, oh god, I don't want to read more of this. It's like I there's a story that I want to finish here, but it's so muddled and confused at what it wants to be.
Yeah.
Now, okay, jokes aside, I think overall I will agree with you, but the manga, in my opinion, there are some parts of the manga that I think are better than the original anime, and especially better than Stampede. I am not a fan of Stampede.
We still have not finished Stampede because Raymond got too busy about it.
Well, okay, you can't keep forgetting your element in this, where we lost an entire episode of audio.
Yeah, but we could have continued on afterwards. You chose not to, because you wanted to get busy with your other projects, and then you kept adding on 2 more projects when you finished a project.
Damn.
How's
the other side of that bus taste?
Like betrayal.
Or need I remind everyone how long it's been taking us to go through Power Rangers because you decided to go through Fixing Ruby Volume 5 before we finish Power Rangers, and then I was waiting patiently for you, and then you're like, no, I can't do it, I'm too busy with this other project, and then once you finish that other project, you're like, well, time to work on Fixing Ruby Volume 6.
You see what I have to deal with?
Look at
I
these
will
two.
never
Look
let
at
it
these
go.
two critter. Look at these
I
two
know.
critter unable to get their schedules correctly. You know, they can't get their own projects done. Doesn't it feel so
beneath us? Yes. Way superior too.
Oscar
Look,
Borgia.
I acknowledge I am slow, but that is not. That is completely different from I am going to take on 50 different projects and then complain that I have so much work to do.
Don't you have a
Okay,
novel, a
counterpoint.
video,
Skill
a fanfic? Twy, look, you're
That's
not.
3.
That's 3, but they're 3 fucking big ones.
Yeah.
So you're making
my
the Kingdom
fanfic-
Hearts video. Let's see.
My
what else?
fanfic can be done at any time. I'm not stressing over continuing my fanfic.
Oscar Borgia says, I actually like the
Kaiser
2003
Critter,
ending of
Mom and Dad are
FMA.
fighting again.
I even like the concept of the homunculus that they
Based.
were once people. 2003 had a lot going for it, really.
100%. That's one of the best parts of that show. One of the best parts.
Oh, well, now that we're done with roasting me, I'm fucking cooked for
Oh,
this.
also, Teddy. Also,
I am
there's
glad that
Teddy
I'm
Bear
so
Paladin for
respected in this circle.
$10.
You've been respected?
Oh my
That-
god. Twilight,
that-
stop.
that's
stop.
the
He's
joke.
already dead.
That's the joke! That's not even a roast at that point. I was being sarcastic.
No,
Oh.
you were ever respected. That was my thing.
Teddy Bear Paladin for $10. Atlas has a professional military in a world forever under threat of grim attack. FRWBY, and we took that personally.
Yep. Yep.
It makes so I can see what they were trying to do, but they just didn't do it. The military's bad. Why?
Well, it's I would imagine it'd be because they try to actually be effective in a world beset by monsters that kill people all the time. Oh, I see.
Because they
problem
can't
is here.
save everybody all the time.
Because they don't
Okay.
care about because they don't care about our feelings. They don't care about our feelings, guys.
Let's try and make it out of episode 1, guys.
I know.
So
Oh,
here,
right, we're still on episode
here we get
1.
good example. Blake totally saves Yang here. Yay.
And then they do little like
they're not.
blushies at each other.
And then Penny shows up to be like, "Hello, we're back, and nothing has changed. There's been no."
Speed.
I hate how this just has negative consequences. This is like everything has had
I
no
know, but
consequences.
we-
This is negative consequences. This.
Yeah.
Negative.
Wow, that was
Like,
the
I don't
that was the
even know how
background
they
music
made
for that scene.
possible. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I hate this
it.
reunion. It's so dumb. It's not funny. It's not cute. I hate it.
Yeah, I can't say that I like it either.
The pacing's terrible. It's like
Gosh, Critter, do you enjoy anything?
Critter is a lot more positive than I am. I can say that much.
That's the joke. That's the joke, Twilight.
I'm-
Okay, now you're ruining my joke now.
Leon critique. That is something that is there's a lot that's heavily in discussion around Penny for Volume 7. That's
Well,
all I
no,
can
like
tell you.
the reason why I brought it up, Kaiser, was I wanted to say, like, I'm amazed at how positive Critter can be, and I'm just like, how? How can you be like that all the time when things are so bad?
I think about this meme that I saw constantly, and I wish I knew who had the meme originally. I saw it on Twitter. It was Scooby-Doo, and it was Freddy sitting in front of like a monster bad guy, and he's like, "Time to unmask you," and the bad guy was labeled RWBY's biggest critics. And he unmasked it, and underneath it said, "RWBY, people who used to be RWBY's biggest fans." And I was like, that is so
Hell yeah.
accurate.
It is.
So that meme is your spirit animal.
Yes.
Oh
I
my
suppose
god,
that's
dude,
fair.
Rexar, he is cooking. This man is cooking with this one.
Oh.
Is it of Twilight?
There is
Ruby?
no world of remnant.
It's a perfect carry.
Holy shit.
Also, yes, like Kira art. Yay. Finally just decided to look at it. Maybe I actually give
She's
Ruby
good.
shoes, though.
I mean, they're kind of shoes. They're just those weird, like, toe shoes.
Well, it's foot wrappings. So not foot... Clarification, not foot bindings, wrappings. Completely different things.
To see you. Well, we heard a report of an unauthorized ship making an unauthorized landing, followed by an unauthorized use of weapons.
Ruby
I miss
was
you.
a hill I would die on. Now it's a hill I'm trying to demolish. Yeah, Leon critiques same.
Come back. Live.
Oh my god.
This is much closer to what I was expecting.
Keep in mind, people look at this scene
wait,
of
this
the
is-
Aesops arresting these guys and paint them doing this so as a bad thing.
This is much closer to what you were expecting, Crow? What the fuck? What was your plan? What was any of your plan?
Oh my
Of the Golden Knight Fox, Atlas could have been portrayed like how Helldivers portray Super Earth and Helldiver military themselves. But nope, military bad, you can't like them. Helldivers, I mean, they didn't have that to inspire them. It's so simple. Watch Starship Troopers. Boom,
Mhm.
there. Get a military. That
Worst thing is, no matter what Alice does, it's so reasonable because their threat is constant monsters
Yes!
attracted to negative
Literally
emotions,
Satan.
and Salem, who
And
can do
literally
anything.
Satan.
the idea of a military becoming corrupt and tyrannical starts at, we are here to protect you. And it gets, the more and more people trust them and more let people then start turning blind eye to small little things, and then bigger things, and then bigger things. And then eventually when someone tries to turn a blind eye, eventually someone tries to not turn a blind eye, and it's forcibly turned aside. And if they resist, it's forced aside even harder. It is a degrading of a situation, and it's not been portrayed here at all.
No.
Not like we have a lot of
Because, like,
real life examples of that happening that they could have drawn from.
It's almost as if every single
Exactly.
country in
Which is so
existence has
weird.
gone through something. I appreciate Nora's trying to gnaw through them. I enjoy that.
I'm gonna go with Jay.
Man, I love breaking down the bees. 70% talking about militaries and militaristic rule. 2% Bumblebee.
It's almost like
Alright, you
there's so
came here
little
for the
Bumblebee
Bumblebee
to be
content?
had.
Well, they're sitting next to each other in the
Listen,
cop
you
car.
came here, folks, for the.
Oh, it's so romantic.
Y'all
Please
came-
take me now.
Listen, if they didn't have those handcuffs, shit would get wild real fast.
No. If only one of them had the handcuffs.
True. But which one? Which one, I wonder? Audience.
I hope Yang, so then she
audience,
can't destroy
chat.
a wall.
One for Yang. Okay, chat. One for Yang, two for Blake. Who do you think would have the handcuffs?
Wearing
Let's
the
get that
handcuffs. We gotta
going.
clarify that. Wearing the
Yes.
handcuffs.
Okay,
Honestly, I
wearing
would
the
think that it would
handcuffs.
have to be Yang that wouldn't have the handcuffs, because even if she did have the handcuffs, then she would still be able to easily break them.
Apparently not.
They're just always going back to the shop being like, yeah, these ones, we need another.
Can we get them
Just
like
not
in
working.
force? Three? What? Why is there a fucking 9?
No.
3?
I love
Three.
I love how CBF's the first one to
26.
answer. 9? What's 9?
Oh, guys, I think this
I'm
experiment
wait,
How
failed.
many of them are in the car?
I think this
How many
experiment
of them
failed,
are
guys.
In the car? Who would be 9? Would 9 be Crow?
Our chat
Crow
doesn't
having
know
that?
how chat functions work.
I will figure out how to do a poll. But everyone, please enjoy the real quote unquote FRWBY. As we all know, this is the true quote unquote. How do I fucking add a?
I could never figure it out. I gave up on learning about streaming things a long time
Add
ago.
stream marker share.
The Executor 69. Okay.
Nice.
God damn it.
But yeah, this is Forest, everybody. This is
welcome to
where they
Jack,
tried
where
to
we take the
bury.
easy targets.
This is where they tried to bury FRWBY in the algorithm by creating their own FRWBY.
Does anyone like Forrest?
Yep.
Does anyone think he's funny? Because
No.
I never really did. He's just
memed him.
exposition.
No.
He's just bad exposition. He's a more boring,
Really bad
shady man.
exposition. Because, like,
I
here's
find
the
it
thing.
really
I
funny.
say this in my response video to Zell, where, like, the whole point is that he's supposed to give us the rundown of the whole thing between Ironwood and Robyn, right? But, like, the characters do not react to this, and none of what this guy says or the way that he portrays himself ever comes back and have the team be weary of Robyn when they eventually meet her anyway. So this is another scene that just does not even need to happen.
I
you know what
figured
they
it
should
out.
have done?
I figured it out. Okay, starting the poll. Who's wearing
Ooh.
the handcuffs and the relationship? So we have that going. So everyone vote
The
now.
handcuffs.
The handcuffs.
Oh my god.
What they should have done is when that drunk
your
guy
poppy corn.
started. When that drunk guy started.
21.
When the drunk guy started berating Blake in episode 1, and they were like, "Oh, we
Yep.
can't make a scene." They should have had the Happy Huntresses show up and put that dude in his place, and like show them as having some sort of sense of authority. And then when Team RWBY's like, "Do you know Ironwood? Can you help get us in contact with Ironwood?" Have them turn on Team RWBY and be like, "How are you associated with the General?" And like they run.
Oh,
and
that's a
then-
good idea.
Yeah, I know. I'm cooking over here.
Jay, coffee, write that down.
And then because you need Tyrion to kill the guy, rather than having him kill Forrest, just have him kill the drunk guy later.
RWBY treats the inside of the vehicles like the inside of buildings for some reason. I mean, what is a vehicle if not just a mobile building?
Yeah.
Okay, we got 62 votes. Can we get to 69? Can we get to the funny number?
We're at
Get
63.
to funny number.
Come on, Chad. I know you
65.
can do it.
Almost there.
Funny
66.
Number, funny number. Funny number. Funny number. I didn't vote yet myself, so I'm keeping it
I
because
did.
I want to be biased.
I did.
I
I voted
can't.
immediately.
Okay, well,
I literally can't
okay,
vote.
well, I may as well then. I guess since everybody's doing
All right, 2
67.
more. We just need 2 more votes, everybody.
Oh, one more. Just one more.
One more.
Oh, it went
somebody
I
unvoted.
know.
Oh,
We were right there.
Wait, how did it go down?
every number except for 69.
It is flickering between 76 and 71. What the hell?
God damn it.
You all voted too much. You all need better coordination.
Well, now you gotta get all the way up to 420. Let's go.
All right,
Gather all your friends here.
Minimum, we get up to 96. It's the opposite of a 69, and everyone's disappointed.
So hello, pancakes.
Not anymore.
Is that someone in chat?
Hey,
Yeah,
Pancakes.
that was
Oh,
the
yeah.
person
someone just
that.
Big video.
Someone
They
just
said
delivered Twilight pancakes.
Oh, right! Right! The person who keeps getting a bump from from our streams.
Yeah,
Hello? Hey, how's it going?
yeah.
How you
After
doing?
I saw that, I went and watched their video and left them a comment.
Oh yeah, dude. I was surprised. I'm still gonna be surprised that she managed to find my video first before making her own. If I remember correctly, feel free to correct me on that, Pancakes. And also that a certain somebody that was in my comment section was in her comment section.
Doodly Ding Dong TikTok says, by the way, great name. I'm going to eat dinner with a friend. I enjoy these streams. Love you guys. You're awesome. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Aww. Thank you.
Love you
Bye.
too, buddy.
Yep.
Stay safe, dog.
This is a great piece. This is a great place. I love the design of this place. I wish we saw more of it.
We'll be seeing the general.
Yeah.
Or worse.
Okay, you
do you mean
didn't
for better
see
or
it,
worse?
pancakes. Okay, my mistake.
Why are you all like? It's weird.
I
that
thought
they're-
you did saw my video. Also, we got the 96.
Yeah!
All right, I'm ending the poll. It's clear everyone thinks that Blake would be wearing the handcuffs. The handicap. I keep saying it.
Wow.
I think
Handicap.
my brain wants to say
yang
handicap for
because
some
it's
reason.
sort of like the
Wait, complete? We had 101?
Handicap.
What the hell? Weird.
Oh,
I don't understand how
It was
these...
close.
Oh wow,
It was close.
it was.
yeah, it was.
Closer than I thought. Honestly, I would say yang just because of the whole like mommy issues thing.
Oh, that would be fucked up. Blake handcuffs her and then runs
Blake
away.
and Blake low-key looking like oh my god.
So they're really nervous about meeting Ironwood, and it's just so freaking weird to me.
For no
Stupid.
reason.
Yeah, this was their only plan.
No
Talk to
fucking
Ironwood.
Yeah. It's like, what's wrong with this?
Yeah, this is all they thought of.
You have 10 seconds to
Oh, you're right. Our
I-
voters are 101 Dalmatians.
Nice.
I really hate how like Winter is immediately like, you have 10 seconds to release them. It's like, just give them an order. I'm pretty sure they'll listen to you. Don't have to threaten
Bitch,
them.
aren't you supposed to be about law and order and shit?
Just be like,
But that's how you know she's one of the good ones.
I'd just be like,
Look
release
at
the
Ironwood in
prisoners.
the dark.
Like that's something you say after they refuse to do
Oh
it.
my god. Yeah.
It's like, how are they supposed to know? Have you seen fucking Nora? What about her screams, I'm one of the good guys? She comes off
Honestly,
as
yeah.
a schoolgirl that ran in here just babbling, and she was trying to gnaw her way out of the cuffs.
She
Also, the
is
last-
a feral animal.
The last time Winter was on screen, not in Weiss's character shirt, but in like the actual show, she was like she hit what Weiss, and then she was like being rude and talking down to her, and I was like, OMG, my beloved sister, I've always cared. It was like, no, you didn't.
Yeah, it's like I always thought that
Right.
like she cared, but she always had this very cool and aloof, like distant and detached relationship from Weiss. What the fuck has changed? I mean, I guess like I would say,
Also,
oh, what changed was the fall of Beacon, but no, Weiss was brought home. That wouldn't have changed much of anything. Weiss is home safe and everything now.
right.
The fuck?
Also, Josh Thomas, no one in the army talks like that. I am willing to bet that is true.
Yeah.
Just say let him out. Just let him out. All right, I'll be right back. You cover.
At least with my Digimon fanfic, which is relevant because it is also very heavily military based. I skirted around a lot of the military stuff because I didn't even know what I didn't know about the military. I had to get Yuri and JJ on board and like asking them a bunch of questions on like how to actually do military stuff for my rewrite of my fanfic.
Nice. It's obvious with
Wait, you
Ruby's
got
writing
J.J.
that it's like
Abrams to write your fanfic?
No, I asked them a bunch of questions so that I could rewrite my fanfic. Because what I had it was because the Digimon are like running around everywhere, there would be barriers all over, and then there would be like military out camps like just dotted throughout everywhere, just wherever there would be like likely attacks. But they said that wasn't necessary, so now I'm gonna have to rewrite all of that and take all of that out. And they also suggested that I could outfit the policemen with military grade weapons because they're fighting against aliens. So there would be no need for
this Digimon fic got
probably help.
wild.
Yeah. Yeah, but there would be no need for the policemen to hold back because it's not like they're fighting against people, they're fighting against monsters. So you can have them with military grade weaponry, and they can be the ones that are scattered all throughout the city and all that kind of stuff.
I mean,
and the military can be there for like when the big battles happen.
I was gonna say, like, you say this Digimon fic got wild, but do you remember season 1 when like Myotismon was taking over the fucking all of Japan or all of Tokyo.
Oh yeah, that is
Daiba.
what was happening.
It was all of Daiba. Like he had like there were like people being like held hostage. You had people being threatened by what are the ghost Pokemon called? Bakemon?
Bakemon, yeah.
The Bakemon. You had the one with the freaking scythe coming out. It's like
you had like half of the population being sent to the convention center and rounded up, and then their children taken away from them.
Yeah, like
I do always forget about that. Yeah.
Like if you had that shit knocking at your door, yeah, outfit the fucking police with automatic weapons.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
It is so good to see all of you.
So yeah,
Oscar Borgia, $5 says, I have to go, take care. I might come back. If not, take care, everyone.
bye. I'm gonna speed up to 2 times
me,
speed
man.
because Jesus Christ, this is just a lot of not bees.
You could have skipped all of this. They aren't even on screen at the moment.
But they're
You
in the
made this
scene.
video.
No, they're in the scene. You know my logic behind this. I know it's annoying. It annoys me too. But we must be certain so that there can be no doubt in our analysis.
Oh, but look.
They're standing next to each other about 3 feet apart.
Listen, guys. Exactly. All right, and 3 feet apart is just. It shows the distance in their relationship that is left for them to close. Don't you see, guys? The visual storytelling.
You see, 3 is the holy number in Christianity because it represents the Holy Trinity.
That kind of analysis with like screen time and blocking and stuff is like with 90% of what my teachers at university did, and they were so bad at it.
So you got a refund, right?
It was like, this symbolizes that they have more to grow. It's like, no, sometimes the curtains are just blue.
Yeah. It does annoy me with like just sometimes people have to stand in certain ways.
It's especially hard with RWBY because there's like a billion characters, so it's like have them mill about near each other.
Oh, they're standing even closer now. They're closing in that time, they've managed to close some of the gap. They've gotten closer,
because
guys.
they're united against the Tin Man. They're uniting together in their hatred for the Tin Man.
I think in some ways my school probably did that better because they didn't really focus on blocking scenes like that very much. It was just in the one class, and we only focused on different elements of what made the blocking work. One of that happened to be music, and then the other happened to be the actual like scene setup itself. And the only example that we really had, or at least we had, like, we were paired up into like groups of like 2 and 3, and then we had like different scenes given to us. The scene that we got was the scene where what's her face goes talk to Hannibal Lecter in the movie, and we had to talk about like all of the symbolism there and all that kind of stuff.
That's
a
good one to analyze. Hell yeah.
Ellipsis Mark, Celtic, you need to invite an actual Bumblebee crazed fan. Let them justify the logic for you. That, I mean, if we can, the problem is, I would totally be down for having an opposition voice here to discuss things. Problem, I do not think you're going to get a Wasp fan. And that's what I'm talking about, Wasps. You're not going to get a Wasp. Because I think the average Bumblebee fan, it would be willing to acknowledge flaws. A Wasp, I think, would just not be willing to converse with us at all.
Yeah.
And the Wasps are the interesting ones.
I mean, if you can find one who is, point them my way.
Yeah, point them our way.
So it's like I love watching videos that are the opposite of what I think about something.
Same.
Because it's just so much more, like there was one exclamation point. He had a video talking about Encanto and he didn't like it. And I'm like, this is fascinating. Because his points were very well made. And
Oh,
he
I
wasn't
know
like,
that guy.
yeah, he's great. Because like I really loved Encanto. So hearing him having the opposite point of view was just so fascinating. And it made me think about more things differently. Like rewatching the movie and seeing it from his perspective. And here's the thing, you can hear other people have an opposite opinion, and it doesn't have to change your opinion. Like, I could understand where he was coming from, but it didn't make me not like the movie anymore.
To
Oh my
entertain a
god,
thought.
Critter,
is
that's
why-
not
you know
allowed.
what,
That's
that is such a-
impossible.
Yeah.
I know.
Don't you know? Any insult to something you love has to be an insult on you. You gotta stand your ground. You gotta pick up a fucking shotgun.
Quick, guys,
and-
we're
and
seeing
just go to
Atlas.
town.
And we're done seeing Atlas.
Well,
I hate this.
I hate him.
Penny's being like, it'll be just like Beacon again. And as someone who loved the Beacon
It was
days, I
never
was
like
like,
Beacon
yeah.
again.
And then it didn't do that.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Also, Pancake. Hold on a second. There was a.
Yeah,
comment
she
that
mentioned that
Pancake
someone,
made.
someone in her, or
yeah.
the chat.
Talked about the prom where Blake is gazing at Yang during the party, and it's like, bruh, that could have easily been the character model's eyes given up. I mean, yeah, that really, honestly. Oh my god,
Yeah.
we're approaching that dumb scene now,
Well,
aren't we? Okay.
Where
Let's just pull off that band-aid.
Well, no, like the whole prom thing is like it could just be Yang looking at her friend having a good time and being like, I'm glad that I did this for them. I'm glad that I helped her through that. I'm glad she
Yeah.
can enjoy herself. Like,
Which,
Yeah.
there,
which
you can
makes sense
platonically
because they
feel good
literally
for your
danced
friends.
for like 3 seconds.
like
No,
Especially
you can't.
when she
If you're
danced-
friends with somebody, that means that you have to have romantic and sexual feelings for them at some point.
for Christmas,
I'm just
feel like I've
waiting.
been doing my friendships wrong.
for Christmas,
feel like
I
I've
got
been
my
doing
sister.
friendships wrong.
I got my sister a Wagyu steak. I bought one for Christmas for her, and I cooked it up, and we ate it together. And seeing her fucking smile while eating it was excellent. You know what that doesn't mean? Anything you think that it would mean if you apply the same logic. Because if you think that's the case, fuck you. Or I guess rather not, because you might take that the wrong way.
Yeah.
Oh. So
Oh
yeah,
my God. But we're finally approaching a B scene. We're finally approaching it.
Yep.
I saw a comment on Twitter the other day, and it was, did you know that Team Ruby have been wearing these outfits for 5 years now?
Ooh.
Oh my
I hate
God.
it. I hate it.
Yep.
And they're the worst ones.
Ruby's is fine. Everyone else, yeah.
Oh, except for Ruby's. Except for Ruby's. My
Oh,
bad.
I actually cut it. Okay, good. Here we go. I was like, okay, we're gonna have to watch the Juniper scene. It's like, oh no, I actually did cut this down.
Sorry.
God.
Just not used to the new
Oh,
hair
this
yet.
shit.
Is it bad?
No, it's
That's literally the scene. It's
Gag
just,
me.
it's like,
You
So
cut off
much.
her word.
yeah, no, this is, you can kind of
Gag
tell at
me.
this part that I was fucking fed up with editing this. And I was just sort of like, yeah, it's close enough. We know what happens. No, okay, so to analyze that a bit, just a bit, because fuck, I don't mind, like, it's again, I don't mind the concept of this scene. Yang and Blake talking about Blake's new hairdo, which we can debate all we want about how ugly it looks in the engine. But that's not really the point. It's like, okay, so it looks attractive to Yang and she's trying to compliment or she's just saying that she's not used to it yet. The thing that kills me is they're trying to do this anime thing for it. And like, this is the problem that I have with a lot of RWBY is it's inspired by anime, but it doesn't have to be so anime. Anime works the way it does because of how animation and Japanese culture work together in tandem. Taking lessons from that are fine, but you don't need to copy everything one-to-one, and this kind of weird physical comedy to it makes no sense.
There's a,
Well,
yeah,
not
there's a
only
really
that-
Especially in the case right here, where like it doesn't even work well contextually with the characters themselves. Because again, I know it's been like a couple of days since it happened, but you mean to tell me that when Blake and Yang just got back in each other's good graces, now Yang is like eyeing her up as soon as she goes to after she comes out of the freaking hair shop. Like, really?
You could have done great with this scene. What you could have done great with this scene is maybe this is the beginning of Yang's attraction to Blake. Like, this is her realizing, oh, and like you have like this moment of like her like watching Blake from behind, like she's like, I don't know, pushing the hair out of her face or something, and like it just something suddenly strikes Yang. We see that on her face. She kind of locks up a little bit, and that's when Blake is like, everything okay? And Yang, maybe with a little bit of blushy, is like, oh no, yeah, I'm just not used to your hair is all. Like she's actually she's just trying to roll it off because like, no, that's totally the reason why. That's totally why I'm feeling this way. And it's like, you think it's bad? And Yang's like, oh no, it looks great. Like you get that kind of like awkward back and forth where not even Yang is quite sure what's going on with herself. I don't get that from this. I get this from a crush who has been caught staring at her crush.
It feels superficial when they're not at the stage of their quote-unquote relationship where they should be having superficial moments like this.
Yeah. No. Also, I will say, like, I wouldn't mind that it's an anime moment, but they're not even very consistent with the anime aspect of RWBY. So when they do have these anime moments and they don't even understand an anime moment, it's like it's like a 10-year-old who got into anime for the first time, who is drawing anime for the first time, and they see all the funny slapstick moments and the funny scenes in their anime, but they don't understand it, so they draw it out of context.
They don't understand the philosophy. They don't understand the philosophy and methodology behind it. It's the anime equivalent of I can't believe it's not butter.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's not anime.
I think they should have gone.
And when it's elongated, it just starts to look like really ugly. There's a moment in the part 2 of the Justice League where Blake opens a door, and it's the same like choppy anime-esque type deal, but it lasts for so long that it just looks like they forgot to animate her.
They draw
and it
everything
looks
out
really
weird.
ugly.
They draw everything out in this. I don't know why they feel the need to do so. I guess maybe because they're afraid of like speeding up the animations and making them look weird. Like might come down to animation time. I imagine doing quick motions might be a little tricky in some ways. But like I would have rather just not don't go for a weird like. Is this a joke? Is this a serious moment? Is this like what is the tone here? I think like the tonal whiplash is what's getting me here. I would much rather this be like a very earnest moment between the two of them. And it's Bumblebee in volume 7 and 8 is like adding artificial sugar to Diet Coke. Damn.
Wow, accurate.
Yes.
Yep. That is absolutely accurate.
Oh.
Sorry, just not used to the new hair yet.
Is it bad?
No.
Yes. Yes, it is bad.
In this engine?
Yeah, it's bad.
All right, back to actual like decent time.
You look like you styled your hair with toothpaste.
It's crazy. There's so many cute hairstyles. Look at Collie. Look at Sienna. Look at Vernal. Any of them.
Oh my god, if Blake had taken inspiration from Sienna, holy shit, that could actually have some implications.
I mean, it would definitely look better if she did.
Yeah, honestly.
The general's heart seems to be in the right place, but that doesn't mean we should trust him yet. Why don't you play along for a while before we make any...
Why the fuck don't you trust
What do you
him?
mean you came all this way? Why the fuck did you even come here?
We don't trust him, but we're going to continue to work with him and get a bunch of rewards for working with him.
You know, if you guys were starting to get really... If you guys were starting to get really nervous just looking at Mantle, you could have turned around, got back into your stolen vehicle, and just got the fuck out of there and just gone straight to Vacuo. You didn't have to stay here.
Like, this is the biggest example of having no motivation for your character. They're just doing things because we want the plot to go somewhere, and so they're just following the script, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yang came to run to Blake's protection. So, hey,
and then immediately got bodied.
Here's an interesting thing that we'll probably have to take care of over time. Remember what the whole falling out in Volume 6 between Blake and Yang was, which is Yang being very violently against someone protecting her? Remember that whole thing? Interesting then, isn't it, how frequently it is that Yang instead steps up to protect Blake, and Blake cowers behind her. I'm of course thinking of that scene in Volume 9, but it does happen pretty frequently that Blake is the one that ultimately needs protecting, more often than not, and there hasn't been any conversation about that. It's almost as if they're not equals in this relationship.
This is what I'm talking.
It's almost like Yang has become the male in this pseudo-heterosexual relationship, and that's what makes it a not very good homosexual relationship.
It's
dude. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I've always been talking about. This does not work with who these characters are or what their journeys are. It's like they don't even look back at what they wrote, and they just keep writing continuously without stopping.
This is I will cite Gundam Witch from Mercury because it has a really good romance in it. And at some point, I feel like Twilight's going to watch it and then tell me it's not a good romance, and I'm going to feel sad. That's just how things work in our dynamic.
I'm going to watch. Don't worry, Celtic. I'm going to watch it on my own time, and then I'll validate your opinion.
I hope. You can also be pretty spicy, so I don't know.
So are we going to watch Witch from Mercury right after finishing Eureka 7?
No, I don't think that'll do it any favors. I love Witch from Mercury, but it has problems. And Eureka 7 is damn near perfect.
You need to space out your mech.
But I was going to say, there's a great dynamic between the two romantic leads in Witch from Mercury, Suletta and Mirin. And they both have much different skill sets. Suletta is the pilot, the Witch from Mercury, the titular character of the show. And she pilots Gundam Ariel, who she, to some degree, treats as a family member, because it has sort of an AI thing going on. It's a little more in-depth than that, but spoilers. But she treats it as a family member, and throughout the beginning of the show, Gundams are outlawed. They're completely outlawed, and there's constant anxiety of whether or not Ariel is going to be repossessed by the anti-Gundam forces in the setting. And Miorine, being the daughter of the guy who heads that sect, is actively taking a role in trying to protect Suletta and Ariel from being possessed by these antagonistic forces. And it's a trade-off because on the flip side, Suletta is constantly protecting Miorine from from marriage advances, effectively, through these duels that happen at their school, which is a very archaic system that was devised by Miorine's father to win her hand off and determine who's going to lead this whole group. It's a very medieval kind of concept. And so, like, in one field, Suletta protects Miorine. In another field, Miorine protects Suletta. And that's their dynamic, is that they both have strengths and weaknesses, and they can protect each other in one field while the other protects each other in another. And it's a very good back and forth, and you see how that's strained and twisted and pulled and eventually broken at parts. It's a very good dynamic that I won't necessarily say is 100% healthy. It gets to be 100% healthy, I would think. But it's a very strong dynamic. And it's just, thinking of that got me thinking about how often Blake just cowers behind Yang. And with the exception of when Yang is fighting a Grimm, and then Blake comes in to kill the Grimm at the very end of the fight.
And it really feels like just a regression of her character in general. Like, I was thinking about the Black trailer, and her being, like, sassy, like, don't be so dramatic. And I was like, oh, what a cool character. And then I think of Blake whimpering like a sad little baby behind her girlfriend. And I'm like, where'd you go? What happened to you? Why?
And then you hear the Bumblebee fans, or just fans of Ruby in general, saying, well, this is her real personality. And you're like, okay.
Let them play
Or
Persona.
like when they,
You know what? No,
when
don't
they,
let them play Persona. They'll bitch about that too.
or when they talk about like, of course Yang,
Of course,
Yang is more angry all the time. She had trauma. It's like, well, yeah, well, you don't develop your character into being a less entertaining character, into a worse character.
Exactly.
No.
Like I said in what was it, MK Ninja's video about like talking about Yang's trauma and how he would fix it and everything. I left a comment on there basically saying that, like, yeah, even though I'm not saying that people who went through shit would be 100% the same as they would be before whatever happened, you know, the sources of trauma happened. That's obviously not true. But they would still keep, you know, certain aspects of their personality. That would still be consistent. All you need to do is maybe not make Yang as quippy, but have her quips be more dry, you know. Like, have the nature of the humor shift with her character, basically. Because it's pretty much in character for both her and Tai, who I'm guessing she took that from, to basically laugh at fucked up shit in order to cope. So it's like, why the fuck didn't you do that?
Also, for the sake of just storytelling, I don't want this constantly bitter, frowning, pissed off brute on screen all the time. I want someone who has fun every now and then.
I mean,
yeah,
citing up a particular show that has some pretty direct. Well, that's another ship that actually gets is good because I remember now another one of those that get looped in with like the Bubbling and the Blake and Yang's Kurasamis is Caitlyn and Vi from whatchamacallit, Arcane.
Arcane, yeah.
And like, you know, Vi happens to have a sense of humor about shit. Like,
yes.
Like, she
your
has,
favorite show, and you call it a whatchamacallit.
I'm my brain is melting. We've been watching Volume 7 for 2 hours now. I'm talking about it. It brain melty. It happens.
Yeah.
I don't care how good Arcane is. It's not. Nothing is surviving the brain melt from this.
Was that what you were originally going to be talking about, or did you?
I was going to mention both Vi and Jinx as bitter, broken characters that are angry against society and the system and against the treatment they've had, and yet they are both very alive and personable characters. They are very enjoyable to watch. It doesn't matter what they've been through; they're still fun. Even when they're darker moments, they're fun. I don't get that from Yang or Blake. It's very much lost. Curly Art says, "Hi y'all, been loving the Jacked streams. My number one thing to listen to when drawing recently. Also, a friend of mine is making a RWBY rewrite comic. Is it okay if I shout it out in chat? Go right ahead. I don't know if you can post the link, but go right ahead,
dog.
Yay. Hi, Curly. Nice seeing you. You're cool."
Have you seen her stuff before?
Curly Art participated in the OC animation challenge.
Oh, wait. We got a chuckle. Sweet. We've got a chuckle, everyone. Yang makes a quippy.
Oh my god.
And Blake does the, oh no, my girlfriend's a dork laugh.
Wait until she sees what she could do with her eyes.
Everything we said was wrong. Yang clearly a fun, charismatic character.
Wait until she can see what she can do with her eyes.
She would be if the jokes were funny.
It's referring to RWBY, but that's not funny. Why are you laughing?
That's kind of a that's the kind of joke that you make when it's supposed to be a sexual innuendo.
Or the kind of joke you make when you're a bully character trying to insult someone.
Yeah. Either way, you're referring to your little sister.
Right.
It's
weird.
In character.
It's just
like,
weird.
It would probably just have like just a small, you know? In response to that joke, I mean.
Also, Blake has become so uber feminine.
It's like, well, I'm sure
Yeah.
we'll see it later, but there's a scene where they're sitting on the beds
As if-
talking, and Yang has like the biggest like, I'm a
Yeah.
man with my balls and penis stance as she's sitting on the bed.
Yeah. I told you, they are just a heterosexual relationship, except that Yang is in a woman's body. That's it.
Dude, yeah, imagine Yang just man spreading on the bed.
And everyone's like, what are you doing? Like, even Oscar's sitting like politely together by himself. He's like, what are you up
Actually, I've already informed them, as this is now the site of the classified
Dude,
military
but
operation.
also, as if the dom, femme, and sub-femme dynamic isn't also stereotypical.
Lately, you seem to forget who
Mhm.
I know, I'm not saying that it is, because you can do it right. I mean, Vi and Caitlyn, guys, but I'm just saying they're pretty Rooster Teeth's pretty sensitive about a lot of things, and given their behavior, I wouldn't mind if anyone would distrust it. That's all I'm saying.
Have you brought my daughter in on your shenanigans too, James? Were you the one that made her dress up in a baguette?
It'd be hilarious if Weiss was like, I'm here too, father. And he's like, who are you? Oh, you're Weiss? Ew. What are you wearing?
I thought I raised my daughter to have more fashion sense than that. What's with your How do you... I've heard of padded shoulders, but padded biceps? You
Honey, the hair.
Are you wearing anchor arms under there? He just turns to the camera. Yes, I know what anchor arms do. I was a child once. I watched SpongeBob.
Jacques be watching just Nickelodeon cartoons all day.
That's where he got his business acumen from.
That Krabs fellow. He knows what he's talking about.
Oh my god, that would actually make so much sense.
Money.
$1 million!
I knew one day you would overextend your reach. I didn't come here to beg for an abandoned mine. I came here to thank you for personally handing me the noose to hang you.
Oh, we just can't trust Ironwood as he stands up to Weiss's evil racist dad.
Abusive dad, yeah.
This is why I find it so difficult to say.
By the way, I'm pretty sure Blake and Weiss have held hands before Blake and Yang have held hands. No, wait. No. They still held hands at the end of Volume 6. Well, they're holding hands now, so they're obviously shit.
Oh, who hugged first?
Oh, now you show up.
Yang and
That's a good
Weiss.
question.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
Yeah,
Volume 2.
Oh, Volume 2?
Yeah, they hugged in the
Oh, right, yeah, there's that. Yeah, in the burning in the candle scene.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, you mean the scene where they were like slapping each other around?
Yeah, she shoved her against the desk twice and then pulled her into a hug.
Right.
Yes.
Because,
It's
obviously
a shame.
physical violence twice over and then physical affection isn't the sign of, like, I don't know, gaslighting or anything like that. Or
Oh my god.
abusive patterns.
If Blake was
That's
supposed
totally
to be
not
like
what Adam would have done.
abused by Adam, and then all of a sudden she's getting abused by Yang, if I was in that position, I would not accept that hug. I would be in fight or flight mode at that point.
Yeah. Teddy Bear Paladin says, "Good night. I leave you with Beekeeper Peru of Podia Valley." I don't know if I pronounced that
Good night,
properly.
Teddy.
Night, Teddy.
Night.
Oh, so wait, do you like
night.
Teddy Bear Paladin? Do you like? Are you the stuffed teddy bear? Are you like the teddy bear going to sleep? Or is your owner taking you to bed? Like, how does that work?
That's how that works. They're a paladin, and they fight off the nightmares.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why you go to bed with the teddy bear at night.
I missed you.
Somebody write that as a story.
Did we not start yet?
I'm pretty sure there's
like,
at least an image
it's
online.
like toys with teddy bears.
It goes without saying that this arena holds significance to all of us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
You should always know that Ironwood was always supposed to be a bad guy. Look at him as he rewards them and
Rewards them.
promotes them with their dream job.
And speaks very nobly about their
Yeah,
lives,
what the
profession, and the struggles they've gone through. And actually speaks very much about the weight of the burden that they carry. Man, it's just so great to know how evil he is. Look, Ruby is like,
wait a minute, guys, guys! I just figured out exactly why they don't trust Ironwood. He is the only adult figure who actually wants to move the plot along. He has to be the enemy.
Oh, that's right.
Ruby, could you come to the coronation ceremony with like not blitzed off your mind here?
And you know, I have such a big problem with the idea that Ironwood was supposed to be a bad guy from the start. It's like, no. The fact that he was supposed to look like he was the bad guy from the start was setting up the subversion that he was the good guy during the Battle of Beacon. That was the subversion, that he looked like a bad guy, but he was actually a good guy. And now they're turning it around and saying, no, he was a bad guy all along. That's what makes us pissed off. Why don't you understand that?
Especially because it's clear, and it's a parallel with Lionheart too, because Lionheart seems like he'd be a good guy because he's so frumpy and simple, and then he was actually working with the bad guys. They've always been parallels with each other.
Oh my god, Dederex! Holy shit, that works so well.
It looks so good.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, we'll show this at the end of the stream, obviously. Get that lining up, but we got Blake wearing Sienna's haircut, and it looks awesome.
It looks amazing.
And it would have implied that her and Sienna had interacted and maybe had some history, put some flesh onto Sienna's bones before they, were eaten by all the bugs.
When the world needs to be brought together more than ever. The road you traveled from our first meeting hasn't been easy.
Zero connect. No, oh no, if they move
Penny.
the plow along, we'll
Okay,
unironically
I
have
love
to
that
grow
animation of
as
Penny,
characters.
but they
Quick,
reuse
kill
that
him.
one.
Team Ruby.
They reuse it with Nora, and it irritates me that I can't unsee it.
Aww.
That's not the behavior of students.
Yeah.
It's the behavior of huntsmen and huntresses.
Zero Connect says, oh no, if they move the plow along, we'll unironically have to grow as characters. Quick, kill them! Team Ruby.
Today. I know this is coming a little ahead of schedule, but brothers know you deserve it. I only regret that I couldn't do something a little more ceremonious.
I love it when Nora stands next to Jean, because it really highlights how he's this huge monster of a boy, and she's this tiny, precious angel.
I love it. It's good. Okay, reminder, guys. We don't hate RWBY. It sometimes gets things right that we like that. That's great. Like, it's just, there's a lot that it gets.
Yeah, in fact,
wrong.
this scene
really
in
good scene.
isolation, irrespective to the rest of the volume, it's a decent scene.
Well, these three like RWBY. I'm apathetic.
I do really love Volume 7 for a reason. It's just all the Ironwood stuff. It's
Ironwood in Volume 7 is pretty damn good, and it's just Volume 8 makes him so bad.
Yeah. I will say though, as apathetic as I was towards RWBY, Volume 7 did actually make me genuinely interested in RWBY for a single volume. And then Volume 8.
No. I'm so not looking forward for Volume 8.
Luckily, it's shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you say luckily it's short, but the biggest majority of Bumblebee stuff we're gonna have to deal with is the whole falling off the bridge scene.
Oh god. Don't remind me.
Oh,
wait, did we miss the photograph?
Yeah, we did.
Oh god.
Oh right, we did.
I mean, it's not really that big of a moment. It's just them taking a selfie together. It's like,
I mean, we've been looking at the selfies since the first volume. It's okay.
Also,
thumbnail,
hey, Raymond, did you notice the thumbnail still says number 6 on it?
What about it?
We're on number 7.
No, we're not, because we covered volumes 1 and 2 in the first stream.
You're right. Right. I noticed it like 30 minutes before stream started, and I'm like, I don't want to tell him. He'll be so crushed.
No, for the longest time, it was still had the #1 question mark, and I finally got around to changing it to be the current one. But here we are. Here we are, guys. We're finally here. We're at this picture that really doesn't add anything other than we take a picture together. Yay, friend!
I think it's a good
It's
moment.
one of these Bumblebites.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what I
What
like.
would be
fine.
cute? What would be cute is if later on we see one of their screens and they have it as their background on their scroll.
Yes,
Mhm.
that would be
Mhm.
cute.
This whole scene is
would
just
be.
cute little superfluous moments, so I think it works in context.
Yeah.
Which part?
Oh, then there's this fucking scene.
And we cut away.
Please tell me you have the
Oh,
whole
we
thing.
oh.
Okay, thank God.
That scene.
God,
that
I
scene
hate
ruins
that
this
scene.
entire moment. It's such a
I
bad
like
scene.
it.
Yes.
I think it's good.
Like it's another one of those in isolation.
Well,
sure,
well,
I
Critter,
agree.
I
It's
guess
good in
someone had
isolation.
to.
In context, it makes absolutely 0% chance.
I always think
Sense,
of
Yes.
in one of my animation challenges was redraw a talking head scene, and Pretty Weird Duck did such a great job redoing that scene to be like more creative. Because the way they did it, Crow and Ruby were eating pieces of cake, and Crow was talking, and you watch Ruby eat her cake, and then you slowly watch Crow's cake going away, and you see that Ruby was eating his cake.
Oh, that's so good.
It was
That's
so cute.
fucking good. I might steal that if we keep a similar version of this scene. I might steal that. We'll see.
Oh my gosh, is that a mission board? It's an app now?
Oh.
Can we write a mega live? Stop an underground crime ring?
How was it not in that before?
Hey, you guys smell that? Smells like fresh meat. That's odd. I don't smell meat. Neither do I. You know what? Never mind.
That's and that's at 2 times speed, and that was slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
it
my
was.
gosh.
Holy shit.
Oh
Did you
my.
enjoy that? That's the only personality you're gonna get out of Vine.
Also, like,
Oh my
just wanted to shout out because someone did art of Penny, with that hair swoop because of how Ruby shook her, and they just likened her to Roman, and it was super fucking cute. Her taking Roman's hat.
She became my Penny.
Yeah. We just go back to it briefly because I think it's.
Oh my gosh.
It's a really. Cute.
Oh, also, Philip Schwartz for $2 says Ruby should have come clean after this ceremony. 110%.
Yes,
I
honestly.
mean, if
Yes.
this was completely in character, she would have came clean a lot sooner. But giving all the why Ruby and the others lied to Ironwood in the first place aside, if there was any time that she would come clean, it would be in this scene. 110%.
But yeah, this is the cute Penny. She should have kept this hairstyle. 10 out of 10.
Smells like
Also,
fresh meat.
I bet if she did tell Ironwood during the scene after the ceremony, I bet he would have handled it better.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
honestly.
We're gonna tell you after several things have gone horribly wrong already.
Official for a whole 57 minutes.
I'd like to
Yes.
Like, I think the big, like, I liked that for the drama of it, but the problem is that there was so many opportunities for them to fess up to him, and they just never did, until it was the worst possible moment. It's like, no, in order for you to do that and it works, you have to make it so that they have no opportunity to tell him until the worst possible moment.
Right. I actually saw a fan fiction. Saw a fan fiction. I actually read a fanfic once that actually went through the gambit of what would happen if Team Ruby still tried to lie about Ironwood, but we actually see the team discuss it, and if Ironwood managed to pick up on the lie, because let's be honest, they didn't really do a whole good job of lying to him during that scene. And in this fan fiction, you know, it was Winter who managed to, basically check their demeanor and body language and kind of conclude that, like, hey, they're keeping something from us. And Ironwood is all like, yeah, of course they are, but we gotta take them on good faith here. They they came all this way. So we actually, and guess what? There was an interesting story that came out of it, because now you can still have the social political drama of the characters and Team RWBY dealing with the consequences of them coming a lot cleaner a lot sooner.
What if Team RWBY was 25% smarter? We wouldn't have a show.
Yeah.
Remember when they used to have unique, interesting pajamas? They don't anymore.
Yeah.
Though I doubt they packed any with them.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Here
have you
it
guys
is.
thought about teaming up with someone else?
And then they give him this
Yeah,
look like, "Are you
how
stupid?"
dare you?
How dare you suggest
how
me
dare
practicing
you?
teaming up with other people when you might be stressed? Like, I don't know, the following volume or the prior fucking 3 where you had to team up with other people. Oh Christ. It really, this is such an annoying.
Dog, it's so bad.
It's unnecessary. This is completely unnecessary. And all it does is just makes them look like these psycho bitches, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It's scenes like this that makes me understand why people really hate Bumblebee, because this doesn't feel like a cute moment for them as characters or even development. It's just, look, they're together. Look how together they are.
Yeah, it's the show. Listen, the show is trying to the show is trying to, and I want to choose my words carefully. It is priming you to enjoy the ship without giving you any reason to like it.
No, that's not
right?
the problem. This
Because
is the show outright telling you that this ship is not only coming,
telling
but like
you that you need
it's
to
telling
watch
you
it.
that you need to accept it. Like you like it's like outright here, Marrow in this position is the audience.
Which is juvenile as fuck.
Yeah, he is the audience.
That is so fucking juvenile.
And honestly, that makes me not want to ship them even more. Now I want to become an anti-shipper for them because you're trying to force the ship on me instead of naturally giving us good moments for these characters that will allow me to like them as a ship. It would be so easy. It would be so easy to just have Marrow instead say, instead of saying, why don't you two work with somebody else so that you can become better? If he could say, wow, you two work incredibly good together.
Well,
it wouldn't be that hard.
I don't even think there's a problem with what Marrow asked. I think it's the reaction to him is like exactly. I get that like they were fighting the Grimm, and I get that like there's a blurry line between how much of them is just them fighting, but like the way they glare at him and the way that Yang gets angry immediately is like, it's a legitimate question. Why haven't you guys decided to spread out? Like, why haven't you tried to diversify your skill sets? Like,
right.
Like just
this brings
I'm not saying
this brings me to
that
the
they
next problem
shouldn't
with this scene. This beats the whole purpose of the show. This
you
is
know
supposed to
what
be a
fixes
team
this?
show,
You know,
and none of these girls are even a team.
You know what fixes this? Isn't a scowl, because it's a good-natured question. It's like he's insulting them or anything. A smirk. Make it a smirk. Like, yeah, we're that good. It's like, oh, well, proven wrong.
Or even have Yang or one of them say, we're just really good at protecting each other. Because that's the whole thing. They protect each other.
Yeah, see, you can have a cute callback and actually make it a collaborative thing for once. Like, what the fuck? Ah, God. This
But
shit writes
even
itself,
then,
and that they...
even then, like that doesn't negate Marrow's point, because his point was never, you guys don't work well together, so why don't you branch out into other working with other people? It's why don't you diversify more so that you can become more efficient huntresses?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean,
like they completely negated his point and kind of proved him right.
Yeah, in fact, if Marrow is supposed to represent the fans here who are complaining about Bumblebee, I would also like to interpret him as like the fans who complain that, Team RWBY aren't actually a team. They don't really mix up the dynamics at all, especially in fights. What's going on here? And the show's just telling you to shut up and deal with it, even though the show chose to make this a team show. They chose this route. Why the fuck are they looking at us like it's a problem? Not to say that this is definitely what's happening, but I can understand why people feel that way.
Yep.
It's so mean-spirited, and it kind of is the kind of thing they would do.
I gotta slow this down a little bit more because we're coming up against like small little bits. Oh look, Blake Yang is an annoying person, so Blake is dragging her off. Also, wait, Weiss, where were you brushing your teeth? There's not a sink in there.
Wouldn't it be?
Weiss is one of those heathens that walks around while brushing her teeth.
What?
You know, actually, I buy that. I buy that with like
the
very intense business. Like, I imagine like she has to get up in the morning and just get things done immediately, so she's constantly walking around trying to like multitask. I actually buy that 100% for Weiss.
But then she would choke because her mouth would get full of foam, and then she would probably have to swallow some of it, and ew!
She swings by the kitchen sink, and then she swings by like one of the bathrooms, and then swings back to the first bathroom.
No. You guys are not thinking. You gotta think rich. You're rich. You can just spit on the floor, and someone else will clean it up for you.
Oh, just like the Weiss, were you living in the Palace of Versailles?
So here we go. Mission time. And then Yang has her arm around Blake. They're so close. I mean, I'm joking now, but yeah, they're very clearly trying to code them into.
I hate this montage. Hey, we're huntresses. Oh, but now I'm bored of it, and I'm tired of being a huntress. Then why did you go to fucking Beacon, dumb bitches? What did you think it was gonna be?
Okay, wait.
No, what did you think this was gonna be like?
Hold on. Okay, to be fair, I can understand the idea of this scene where it's all like, you know, expectation meets reality. Because it's one thing to have, even be told and training for this sort of thing constantly. Because even when you're studying for a specific profession or skill or whatever, when you actually hit that event horizon and actually be a part of whatever industry you are, I can understand being a little disillusioned by it.
Yeah.
The problem is that we are front-loaded with the tiredness without any of the actual, like, you don't build up to it. It's just there.
Also, Turtle Duck, I'm staring at you very concernedly right now.
Oh dear.
He says, "You guys don't swallow your toothpaste."
What?
Turtle Duck, why? That's gross. You have all your like your food from like last night.
We don't need to talk about it. I'll actually gag.
Black eater.
That is an insult I never knew would ever occur, but here it is.
The thing that really annoys me with Team RWBY. The thing that really annoys me with Team RWBY being all tired about being huntresses here is later on they make such big grand things like, oh, I'm a huntress. Like they really make it a part of the personality.
Yeah.
And then also again in the Justice League Part 2. They start the movie, and Ruby's like, we're gonna kill Grimm, and Yang's getting all pissed off. It's like, you're throwing yourself at Grimm. And it's like, you've killed one snake.
No, she wasn't.
This is what being a huntress is about. Why are you acting like this is a bad thing now?
Well, during that scene, RWBY was fighting the Grimm the same way she usually does, and Team RWBY were standing around.
It's I
want to say before Turtle Duck interrupted us with the toothpaste thing. We only get to see this through a montage, so it doesn't really hit us. But like, not to bring Eureka 7 back again, but like we got that really well with Renton and going onto the Gecko state for the first time.
Oh,
like we had 3 episodes dedicated to that.
Yeah, we had 3 episodes of them just establishing. We had an entire episode where they fucking hazed him. Like,
yeah.
Like, that's how much time they dedicated to really easing the character into the new setting and the place and firmly establishing him as part of the crew. Like, they took a lot of time with that stuff.
And showing him becoming disillusioned with finally getting to be a part of the crew of his heroes and finding out that it isn't as amazing as he thought it was.
I think starting out with like them being very kind of prim and proper, like trying to be like polite and like, oh, we're here, we're huntsmen, here to do a job. And as over time, they're just getting more and more relaxed into it. That would have actually been way more effective. I don't know where this whole, like, everyone falling... This is my confusion thing. So is this like the same day you're all just been sitting here for hours and you fall asleep? Or are you guys getting up, getting dressed, getting everything ready, drinking your coffee, getting your breakfast, walking in here, and then passing out again? What is this?
Like, I think the implication is that this is multiple days in a row, but
it's
because
months.
it's lit horribly and they don't change their outfits, it's really hard to tell that's what's happening.
It's supposed to be months.
Months! I thought this was like 2 weeks at most.
No, I
thought that this was just throughout the day.
No, it's not. It's not throughout the day.
I thought from Pietro's dialogue later on, it more so indicates it's been like a few weeks. You're telling me it's been months?
I'm pretty sure it's been, because like you got to remember, what is it that fucking Way Forward game that came out?
Arrow.
Oh yeah, Arrowfell. And also the
place.
first Justice League movie.
Yeah, both of those take place in this time.
I hate Atlas.
Well,
I'm tired
we
of
don't know
this
if the movies are canon, though. We don't even know if the movies are canon.
I don't care what anyone says. Those movies are canon. Those movies are canon.
Yeah.
I guess, but fuck.
This is still a very poor way to convey that months have passed, though, because I can't tell.
CBS, shut the fuck up. Okay?
I want to be clear.
About this.
I want to be clear. Like, it's never, I don't think, explicitly told out how much time has passed, but like I'm pretty sure they have said somewhere months, or at the very least a month. It may be months plural.
I think that this is a poor way to convey that time has passed at all.
Yes.
Because like I said, I thought that this was during like a day where they sit down, they choose their board, they go off for an hour and do their work, they come back, they look at the board again, they do the same thing for like the whole day, for like maybe 15 hours. And now they're getting tired and stuff like that. You can't tell me that that's not what they did in that scene.
You're right. I think
Prove me wrong.
It conveys time very poorly.
Yeah.
It's the fact that also every scene is lit the same way. Every time they're in their bedroom waking up, it's the same exact. It's always this lighting. Every time they're in the wherever in Atlas, it's lit the same way every single time. So it doesn't convey the idea that time has passed since the last time we've been here.
Huh.
If they did a fast cut,
you're absolutely right. Calculating the passage of time in RWBY is so confusing, head-inducing pain, and the answers usually never brings any pleasure or joy.
So here we go. Next Bumblebee scene. They're going out on the town to go dancing.
God, you know what I always wanted? I always wanted Weiss, John, and Oscar going to the movies as like a fan-made comic. That's the story I want.
They could get into some shenanigans.
Same here.
So, I don't know if you'll have it in your edit, but Oscar, when Weiss agrees to go, Oscar looks so happy. He's like, heck yeah, we're gonna hang out.
There we go.
Yeah, he is. He's so cute.
You can add a very small mark for characterization for Oscar.
Yeah.
Yep.
It doesn't take much,
you
which is why RWBY is so disappointing.
Win this one, farm boy.
All right, so the next leap we take. Let's be honest about them going out to dance. Okay, fine. They're going out to dance. They are now in the blushy, crushy stage of their dynamic. That's fine, I guess. This is where it becomes fine. And then there's this scene, which
this scene. Fuck this scene. Fuck this scene. Oh my god.
Okay, I want to be very clear from the outset. It's another, conceptually, I like this scene. The idea that these two are sitting down together and actually talking things through, which shouldn't be that high of a bar to reach, but RWBY makes it really fucking hard to reach that bar.
They do.
It's very, it's a very healthy thing that they're doing. The actual content of what they're discussing is rock stupid. But we can watch through this now.
Yes. On several levels.
need to be ready to act as one in case Robyn's team takes the bait. If your truck is hit, pursue immediately. Everyone else will move in as fast as possible.
Come back. I miss you. I miss you.
Please.
Just Critter with the Wolverine picture meme.
But it's only Clover with Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, I'm not a big fan of Clover, but it's just because I kind of found him kind of dry.
You understand?
Fine.
Discount Captain America.
I know, no, he's discount Mirio. That's what he gets to me.
The Mario brother?
No.
Dude, that is an
Mirio.
insult to Mirio. And even I don't like that dude.
No. He is not Mirio. He is like discount Cyclops.
Who is Mirio?
From My Hero Academia.
My Hero Academia.
My Hero
You've probably seen him. He looks like the freaking the Pip Boy from Fallout. He has like those like
he
big
looks like
beady eyes.
Lucas.
What's a Pit Boy?
He looks like Lucas from Mother. From Earthbound.
I don't.
3.
That's one I get.
Yeah,
I get that one.
He has an Earthbound face. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no, I ran out of mint chocolate.
Oh.
Do you think we should have told Ironwood about Salem before he put so much on the line for Amity?
Sounds like you do.
Oh, shut the fuck.
But no, I like that. I actually like that. It's like, it sounds like you've already made up your mind. It's like you're just bypassing part of the conversation already. It's like, and it shows a character development. That's actually in isolation. This conversation is fine.
I know. In isolation, that's fine.
We all did.
How many times has Raymond said in isolation
why didn't
now?
you talk about this earlier? Why didn't you talk about this earlier?
I was gonna say, like, the issue that I have with this is A, they come up with a really dumb fucking plan, and B, it makes no sense in the larger context of the story. In the context of Bumblebee, purely looking at it from that, this is healthy. Just gonna put that out there.
Yeah.
Agree.
Look around.
Yes.
The embargo, the military presence, the restrictions on assembly. He's a bit prone to overreacting.
Yeah.
Pausing for copyright.
What do you mean overreacting, you dumb bitch? If you were even a second in this man's goddamn shoes, you would cry in the goddamn corner and begging Adam to come back. Shut the fuck up.
It is one of those things that people don't realize. Like, when you're in a position of power and you have people that you need to take care of and protect, the road to tyranny is much, much steeper than you could ever imagine. Like, I'm talking like it's a damn near 90-degree cliff drop off. So the idea of trying to make commentary on people that don't stay true to their values or don't keep their promises and that kind of stuff, man, I don't envy them. I don't envy anyone in a position of power like that.
Exactly.
Honestly, yeah.
Me
like,
neither. I know people who are in like significant positions, and even like in a corporate situation, like that takes a lot out of some people.
Mm-hmm.
Like all I would have to do is just talk about my history as a moderator for Macabre Storytelling's Discord server. Like, the amount of people who would complain that we are just high off of our power because we made any changes at all to that Discord server. It didn't matter what it was. Whether or not it was us cleaning up the channels because people would complain that we have too many channels and that our Discord is too bloated. If I changed the role system and expanded it more, people complained about that. If we added channels, if we decided to cut out people who weren't active in the server anymore, who didn't even interact when we announced, hey, we're gonna do this. If you still want to stay in here, then just click this emote for like 2 seconds. Even if you just want to keep the emotes for the server. Like, they didn't do that. People went fucking, like, hog wild with hatred of that. It doesn't matter. People complained that we were, like, going wild with the power that we had as moderators.
It's so insane. Like, the very millisecond that the terrorist attack happened, you know, that small little itty-bitty detail that kind of sort of caused Atlas to go overboard. What did you do, Blake? You left!
That's another thing. They're like, oh, he's extreme. He does a lot of he makes too many precautions. He does too much. But then Salem rolls up on a giant whale, and they're like, "You're not doing enough." Like, so what is it? Is he doing too much, or is he not meeting your standards of what enough he should be doing? You know,
yeah. Like clearly, it isn't enough. Even though that you say that it's too much, because she still broke through in the end.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like there was like with this. Okay. Like with this scene, like name one thing he was overboard with. So why
the photograph?
If there aren't any good options.
The photograph. He went overboard the moment that he took Yang's picture because that robot didn't get a good side.
It's just Ironwood laying on his bed with a picture frame of Yang from that moment.
I haven't forgotten about the arm I gave you.
It's like a Yang mid kick.
It's all blurry and shitty.
Keeping secrets, taking lives. It makes you wonder how far we're going to have to go to keep doing the right thing.
You were a terrorist! Sorry,
Also, you took one life. You took a single life.
One that genuinely deserved it in the moment.
Yeah. Like, I appreciate them questioning taking his life, because that was something I was like, oh my god, they're the heroes. And they're just like, they killed a man. That should probably be something they talk about. And the scene almost did. Almost. And instead they brushed right past it.
They flirted with the idea of doing it, but they ended up not. It's just like that Otome website that I tried to go to that one time, but then I was disappointed when it was just a flirting sim, not a dating sim.
It's fucking that's just so weird.
I know. I hate that website so much.
I know. But next time, I want to make sure we don't.
Especially because they went all adult after I left.
Who's just trying to help isn't an option I'm thrilled about choosing.
What do you mean? You don't even know her. She could be a complete. If you don't trust Ironwood, how could you trust Robyn? Are you serious?
Yeah.
You know.
Given what
know
he's done
anything
so
about Robyn.
Okay,
They get so mad because they're like, oh, they should be helping Robyn with the Mantle hole. But then they're also like, Ironwood, why isn't Amity Arena finished yet? And it's like, well, why do you think he couldn't give any resources to the Mantle hole? He was finishing Amity.
It's like I understand why they would trust her more. They trust each other and they barely know each other.
That is true.
True. Also, this, of course, takes away a good opportunity for Nora to actually follow up on all the development that she had been through up to this point. All the disagreeing that she had with Ironwood and sticking up for Robyn. She's the only one who gave a shit before this scene where Blake and Yang were basically eye-fucking each other from the very start, not caring about the politics. So now they give a shit and we're supposed to believe it? Fuck you.
Scramble! No, wait!
The Happy Huntresses, in general, are too underdeveloped. Not just personality-wise, but, like, motivation-wise, to really play the role they wanted them to have for the story.
I just want to note that this intersection is only busy in one direction.
Yeah.
What the fuck's... Wait, there's another street across the way that's also busy.
In one direction.
No one's taking this cross intersection here. I mean, I guess it could just be a very lonely street. It just feels weird, man. Oh, I could probably make this a little bit faster just because it's safety.
What a not fight, by the way. It's so dark.
Yeah.
You can't see anything.
I mean, the fire.
Well, there was some light.
Yeah, that was fine. Hi, Killdozer. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Killdozer.
If Ironwood wants me, he'll have to send more than a couple of kids.
He is. Stopping the trucks alerted the Aesops. We don't have long before they arrive, so please listen to us. You need to know the truth.
You're stalling.
And this is their one big contribution to the plot, by the way. And it's all so fucking contrived.
It's literally the worst decision in the entire volume.
It really is.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
Makes
sorry.
sense.
The end of the volume is the worst decision anyone makes, but that's...
Oh, yeah, true.
There are 4 new communications tower.
That doesn't make any sense.
A new tower.
Also, why are they hiding the fact? And I've heard the argument of, oh, well, if people knew Ironwood was rebuilding Amity, then people would want to destroy it. And it's like, yeah, but they'll have to get past the whole of the army standing around it.
Oh, hi, Vivi.
Yeah.
Hey, V.
V.
Didn't Blake say Amity? Like, just now?
Yeah.
Well, she said not Amity. I think she just said they're building a communications tower.
Well, let's listen to this scene.
If anything, okay.
Let's rewind and.
That doesn't make any sense.
A new tower means the kingdom's.
I know what the tower means, Fisticuffs. One of you take my hand.
What?
You said time is short.
Take
Either
my hand.
it or I'm gone.
Stupid semblance.
Aha! I now have control over you. Kill your friend.
You should just shift Blake.
Oh my god!
I would not trust a fucking person if you have a semblance. Like, God, I would be so paranoid in the world of My Hero. Someone like Sinsho exists and decides to do something evil with their power? Guess I'm just fucked.
Yeah.
Guess I'll die.
What is Ironwood building out in the tundra?
A new communications tower. He's trying to help everyone.
I love it. I love how stupid it is that it flashes green so we know she's telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Except we don't know what the colors mean.
For all we mean, this means you like mint bubblegum. That's
Also, Blake just said he's trying to help everyone. That's why we're actively going behind his back to talk to you.
Yeah.
It's such a childish mindset of like, well, if we just tell everybody all of the secrets, then everybody would get along.
Which is so stupid because this doesn't change Robyn's motivation at all. I mean, it wouldn't anyways, because even if the whole thing is about completing the communications tower, her first priority is rebuilding the wall and helping her people. All this would do is cause more riots. If she decides to spread this information, which she could have, because they let her go.
Like, honestly, like, what would Robyn give a shit about fixing the communications tower when she has, quote unquote, bigger things to deal with?
Yeah, it's like
the
I
wall.
don't care about talking around the globe. I care about the fact that there are Grimm actively running into the city every single fucking day. It's kind of a problem.
Also,
yes.
The wall
we
in
don't
Mantle.
have jobs.
The wall in Mantle is like the biggest conundrum that Robyn and the Happy Huntresses face for Mantle. But it's such an easy solve because dust exists. Just throw a rock dust on there, and like Weiss made a giant rock wall for everyone to hide behind during the fight with Cordovan, and she did that instantly. Just have Weiss waltz her ass over and make a couple of rock walls, and that could do for a while.
What would have
Isn't
happened?
that what I
That block a big blast
I said that
cannon
earlier. Like,
missile
there's a
kaiju
big
killing
dust embargo.
robot. Yeah.
You have a lot of dust just sitting there going to waste. Why don't you take some of it and use it?
Let's
Yeah,
take
we
this
don't know if
dust
they
and
need
put it
every
somewhere
single-
else.
Yeah. Like, we don't know how much of the dust they're using for Amity. Every bit of it is important to fuel Amity. And besides, even if you can't do that, does brick and mortar not exist in this world? What the fuck?
Yeah,
I mean,
people
clearly
of
it
Man-
does, telling from some of the architecture.
Fucking pack some snow together for just a fucking temporary stopgap.
You know what happens when
Even,
like a
like,
fence? You know what happens when like a fence falls apart? The people of the town don't sit there and wait for the government to go, all right, we'll make the fence for you. They'll just rebuild the fence themselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Like,
take one of those freaking paladin mechs that you showed like eons ago, put them in front of the hole, and spray and goddamn pray.
What would have happened if the color turned red? She would have learned that Blake has some very spicy opinions about sombreros.
She would. She would.
I feel like it'd be great if like Robyn's semblance is like horribly inaccurate. Like not like she gets anything wrong, but she just gets the wrong information at the time. It's just like
she goes her whole life thinking it's a lie detector, but really it has nothing to do with that.
It's whether or not someone has like really good pores on their hands.
Keep that a secret because he doesn't know who he can trust. Atlas isn't out to get anybody. The people murdering civilians in Mantle are just trying to make it look that way. And if those same people learned about Amity,
also, wait a minute.
So who are they? Who's actually behind this?
Yang, Blake, where are you?
Also, wait a minute. For all Robyn knows, this is what they perceive as the truth. Like, this is like a way that they could get around their semblance. Like, if this is their perception of the truth, for all Robyn knows, they believe it's true, but
no, you don't understand.
That doesn't mean that Ironwood isn't giving misinformation.
Robyn's semblance is to be able to tell the absolute 100% truth at all times. It doesn't matter if it's tinged. I'm kidding.
Of course
I'm kidding.
she
I'm pretty sure that becomes a plot point later. Because that's what
they also.
Yeah.
They mention civilians getting killed, which is Tyrion doing that. One, we only saw him kill the one guy. Two, every city has deaths. It's unfortunate, but it happens. Three, this is a world that has assassins. Like the Black family, like Mercury. I don't think random deaths is really going to be that different and surprising.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, do people not realize that missing persons reports, like, I think is it 40% of murders get solved? Something crazy like that? It's like 60% of murders go unsolved. It's like people go missing and die all the time in a society that's not beset by literal hell beasts that will devour you on sight the minute you step out of safety. So the fact that people are going missing and dying shouldn't be that much of an alarm unless it's on a massive scale. Like if we're talking like that would have been a cool part of the plot point. They roll up to do patrol into one part of town and it's just building after building with the doors just left open, kind of swinging in the breeze. And just dead people all along.
Isn't the reason why they are investigating the murders because they think Tyrion might be involved? Wasn't that the reason?
No, they're not doing anything about the murders. They don't. Oh wait, no. Yeah, after Penny got the whole thing. Yeah. They know Tyrion's around, but they're not looking into arresting him or finding him or doing anything about it.
We just need a little more time.
That's wonderful.
Run! We'll throw them off!
I won't stop until I know the whole truth.
You're so entitled.
Is there?
Yeah.
There's nothing else to know. This is it. This is Yang singing like a man.
We do want the general to start opening up to these people, right?
Yeah, but on his terms. Ironwood's going to be locked in a room at his rival's own dinner party. No, Jacques says he's happy to moderate, but all that really means is he'll be the one controlling the conversation.
Not hard to imagine how that's gonna play out.
I still can't believe he won. Robyn was
Yeah, sitting like a man. You have nothing down there, Yang. You don't need to sit like that.
Something to do with Salem?
I think my father would do whatever it takes to win.
Yang sleeping like a man with this dead Rex art.
No one knows your dad better than you, and out of everyone going tonight, I'd say you're the only one who could snoop around the house and not be questioned. If Jacques Schnee is up to something.
Everyone.
Evening, everyone.
Where's
Jesus Christ, so many people on fucking screen at one
What
time.
an interesting way to say.
I really wish they had party outfits for the scene.
Yes! Yes.
Yeah.
Just reminding me of one.
Sorry.
I was gonna say,
I was just gonna comment about the Cheeto women in the background. They're so orange.
Oh God, yeah, the spray tan, not doing them any favors. God, I'm reminded. I was watching a stream of one of the visual novels I want to cover in the future, and the guy was talking about how it's a 3D visual novel. It uses a lot of 3D assets, and he's like, I want to get out of like the next arc and a half because after that, I don't have to have as many massive group shots. I want to get away from group shots. Too many people on screen at once. Holy shit, I can't handle that.
I'm afraid you won't find him
And
here.
seeing it's like
He must not go. I can't imagine why. General, exactly how large do you think our dining room table is?
I happen to know it's enormous, but
For those of you joining us in the dining room, please follow me.
In your warrior uniforms. Boring. Everyone else is in really nice, fancy attire.
No thanks. I think I'll just stick to patrolling the grounds.
That's a fine choice by Crow.
Words out of my mouth.
One of the rare times his
Right,
alcoholism
don't
actually
wander
comes
off,
up.
Don't break anything, and be ready in case the general calls on you.
Hors d'oeuvres?
Let's see them out of house and home.
Counterpoint, how about we do wander off, consider breaking things, and then all that other stuff.
I'll be in touch.
Dear sister, I was hoping we could use this time to catch up.
Oh,
I have to know. Why did you go through so much trouble to leave home, only to come crawling back?
This might be a problem.
General Ironwood.
How
did you
have there's 12 of you just walk up and just like grab Willie and pull him away and surround him and talk to him instead.
You know what you could also do, Weiss? Say, walk and talk with me. I am kind of busy at the moment.
You could have, actually that's an interesting dynamic idea. You could give Oscar something to do by having him walk up and try to flirt with Whitney.
Yes.
That would be an interesting dynamic because one, we don't know if like that's how Oscar swings. Maybe he doesn't know. That'd be kind of funny. But like the idea of like trying to distract Whitley with this and this awkward like 14-year-old flirting between each other.
I will say that would be a step up from him being in the RWBY, so I approve of this message.
But yeah.
Why did this kid buzz off?
I love the little cuts that I just didn't bother to like finesse. You just get like cut the jock standing there. Done. He's gone.
They're all just standing in a fucking line.
There was
and
the,
just watching.
Nora hopping up and down. Yeah, I only got a little bit of it, but that is the exact same animation as Penny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. Like, they were like, we'll all wander around and look for clues. And then they all just stood as perfectly still and stared at Weiss as she bothered talking to her brother. It's like, wander around. Get clues. That's why you're here.
Do your jobs.
This is all a great leap, James.
No, it's quite simple, really. Now that I know Arthur Watson,
God, I hate that fucking
working with a
poster.
madman like
That
Tyrion Gallows,
painting in
it
the
would be
background,
easy
it
for
looks so
someone
out
like
of
him
place.
to coordinate an unthinkably
It
heinous act like the
does.
one in that
It's
well.
because there's no
Watson
texture
just
on these
sent the fire
character
to the
models
network. He
at
used
all.
that access.
I was on the RWBY wiki yesterday, and Nicholas Schnee is labeled under villains. And I'm like, how the hell? And I think it was referencing Ice Queendom, but even in Ice Queendom, he's not a villain.
What?
People that died that
Yeah,
night,
he's
their
not
blood
even a
was on
villain.
your hands.
He's a memory. He's a pop memory for
As an
Weiss.
accessory to murder. These are outrageous accusations. I only intended to win the election. I had nothing to do.
Only.
What else will he do with the access Jock's given him?
With enough time, whatever he wants.
Wait, what? What do you mean the heat has gone off? You have to believe me. I didn't know he was planning this.
You are going to shut your mouth and get the heating.
How do you know what he was planning? They haven't described everything that's happening.
I've been informed that we can't get into the system. It's been blocked off.
Without heat down there, people are going to die.
General Ironwood, how bad is it?
He's using Jacques' credentials.
It's bad, Ruby.
I will
It
say,
need heat.
despite the cool idea of the heaters being like a sci-fi element, it's so brutally inefficient compared to just a space heater in their home. Like,
well, also, why don't you guys just teach everyone how to unlock their semblances, or do the Pyrrha thing and unlock their semblances for them, so they won't be cold anymore?
Or better yet, after all this, when they capture Watts in like a day, have him turn the heat back on.
Yeah.
I could see, like, then all you need is to have like the program I did that with was a one-time deal. There is no turning it back on.
Yeah, sure.
Like, you could easily just hand wave that away. But you're right. Why don't they try?
It's way into the Amity system.
There are just so many different ways to solve this problem, and they didn't even try any of them.
Hi, Blake and Yang. I know we're here for you, but
Find out where he's hiding?
He's going to be mobile. We need his access.
nothing.
We need to get him out in the open.
Okay, so let me get this straight.
Still here.
I mean, we gotta talk about something other than those two.
Oh yeah, no, but like it's just amusing how little there is to talk about outside of very specific scenes.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, I can see somebody like a Wasp coming in and be like, well, not everything about the show is about Bumblebee. God, you guys want the show to be about Bumblebee. I had one dude actually say that in response to my video. I'm all like, no. What I want is for them to have meaningful screen time and to be well-written characters. That's what the fuck I want.
Yeah.
I would point to Edeka 7 because there was a lot of non-romantic shit going on, and still it had like 5 different relationships happening at the same time.
What she said. Let's make it happen.
Somehow RWBY just like, succeeds at having anti-relationships.
Yeah. And it has more screen time per minute compared to Edeka 7. Edeka 7 only has 50 episodes. That is at least 40 minutes less than what RWBY's gotten.
Yes. Oh,
RWBY just does not handle its screen time very well.
Go back. Also, they reuse this again for the
I love this scene.
They're not even doing anything. They're just sitting next to each other. Oh, I thought we were gonna have a certified Bumblebee moment, but no, we didn't.
There was a moment before this when they were before the Terror X attack, where they Ren and Nora hold hands, and John looks at them, and then Blake and Yang share a saucy look with each other. They don't hold hands, but you can tell that's what they're thinking about.
Would it be too not safe for work if we held hands right now as girls?
Oh my god.
I said I like this scene. I sounded sarcastic. I meant it.
It's time to go. You have your team assignments.
I didn't think that was sarcastic. I don't know. Maybe I was dumb.
Yeah.
Maybe I dumb
That was good.
I would have liked it if the Grim tried to snap at him and then it got shot down.
Yeah.
Because like, what is the point of you just screaming at them when you're supposed to be trying to kill them?
It like nips at him, but it's like very gentle, like love bite. It's like my cat. My cat
like my puppy.
Yeah, my cat has recently gotten a habit of like really just like nipping at like me and my family, like mostly at our heels, but like when he's sitting in my lap, he'll like bite my arm, and it's like it's kind of annoying, but I'm just like that's really endearing. It's really cute.
Cats. Dogs are clearly superior.
Hard disagree. Cats are superior.
No, my two perfect little angels.
I think I'm on Critter's side on this one.
Team Jack Civil War.
Part 4.
It's one of those,
time we're in a 50-50 split.
It's one of those running gags that like just gets like when it keeps coming, it just gets shorter and shorter. Like Team Jack Civil War is the first time. It's like lingers, has like all the effects, and then the next time is Team Jack Civil War, and it cuts in, and it's slightly shorter, and just like by this point, it's like Team Jack Civil War. Gone. Am I even getting? Not even just like Team Jack Civil.
Team J.
her weapon is too cool for how little she uses it.
The Black Queen with
Yeah.
the symbol Salem shows
Yeah.
before everything.
Man, her weapon reveal was definitely a really good Bumblebee moment.
Yep.
They put this in my office to tell me that what if Mantle was just a distraction? What if it was just a draw us away from the academy to...
Sir, it's going to be okay. We've got Mantle on our side now, and...
How do we know that wasn't part of their plan?
It was
How do
not
we know they
okay.
didn't want us
Things
to
did not end up
by the
okay.
thousands?
In trying to save everyone, we left ourselves most vulnerable.
Salem has been one step ahead of us this entire time.
It's glass. Black glass.
Yes, Ruby.
This was Cinder.
She's alive?
How you met her once? Well, twice, but like didn't really spend much time with her.
Wait, twice.
Yeah, but like you didn't fight her that second time.
No.
You were busy with Emerald.
Oh, damn. I never even thought of this.
No, yeah, oh my god, you're right. It just keeps getting worse.
Now you guys know how I feel.
Ryan Carson, why is a bird like cats? They'll eat you. You might. I'm a big bird. I'll be fine. This is a big cat.
Yeah.
In which case, it doesn't matter if I'm human or a bird. Big cat scary.
How big of a bird are you? Are you like big bird, or are you like pheasant big bird?
No, if I were big bird, you'd hear just like
because Kelsey's cat Pepper, she was a tiny little thing when she was alive, and she took down a grouse.
What's a grouse? That's a type of bird, right?
Yeah, it's a type of bird. It's it's a little bit bigger than a chicken.
Damn.
I'm somewhere between an albatross and an ostrich. It's a
Okay.
bit. There's a bit of leeway there, but it's somewhere in there. And I could be even spicier and say somewhere around cassowary, but I'm not going to be that edgy.
Wow, you're being that guy. I get it. You know birds.
No, I know things in Australia that can kill me.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Among which are not volcanoes.
Sir?
How did Robyn know?
Birds famously can't die from volcanoes.
Well, no, there's
Not
no volcanoes.
mixes.
There's no volcanoes in Australia.
I thought that was... Nope, never mind. I was thinking of New Zealand. That snakes, they don't have poisonous snakes.
We didn't know that for sure.
None of this matters right now.
Loyalty always matters.
General Ironwood.
Sure. That
Thank you.
This reminds me, earlier, Twi mentioned it being childish to be like, oh, if we tell everyone the secrets, they'll all get along. It made me think of, like, could you imagine, like, a 5-year-old, and they have 2 friends, and one of their friends is like, I'm gonna tell you a secret, don't tell anyone. And then they're like, I'm gonna tell the other friend, because then we'll all know and we'll all get along. And then friend A gets pissed off that you spoiled their secret, and then you're like, why aren't they still my friend anymore? That's Team Ruby.
Yeah, that is Team Ruby.
There's also like there's the benevolent secret. Like, oh, I am planning a surprise birthday party for you. Don't tell them. Well, what do you do in that circumstance? If everyone knows the secrets, everyone will get along. But like that defeats the purpose of a surprise birthday party because it's a surprise. Like, oh, I guess I won't wrap my fucking gifts for Christmas. I'll just put them under the fucking tree. It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
Admittedly, admittedly, this is a straw man. There's no one that I think has openly said
Hey,
this.
straw woman, okay?
A strong, independent straw woman. You're right.
Who don't need no straw man. Who don't need no
horse.
tin man.
Another professional Pengi says, This was the scene that made me dislike Yang. She doesn't take any responsibility nor speak up as she and her kitten went behind everyone's back to leak information, then blames RWBY for the fallout. Yeah.
And they don't even touch on that ever again, despite trust being a major theme throughout both of these 2 volumes.
Yep.
Like, Raymond, imagine
bother doing it.
Imagine if Volume 7 was written like Peach Girl, with all of these secrets and the secrets being kept and broken and all these loyalties dividing. Like,
okay, I need to clarify here. Is it like the writing quality of Peach Girl or just the concept? Because if we're not keeping the quality, then it's just going to end up shit anyway because it's RWBY's writing.
I meant the quality of the drama.
Okay, yeah, yes, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
M3D says, honestly, in my opinion, Yang thinks Cinder is dead. Tracks. Cinder was absent at the vault. A fight happened, and Raven seems like someone who finished the job. Yeah.
They thought she was dead for like a year or something. It's been nearly a year since that fight.
Is it Haven?
Yeah.
No, it's not been a year. It's been
at
most, it's been like 3 months. Because you go to Argus, and Argus, the events of Argus, oh my god, take place in like 3 days.
I know.
Yeah.
It's because like it used to be like every 2 volumes was a year, so you could keep track of their ages. But then volumes 7, 8, 9 really just threw all that out the window.
And then yeah, I was gonna say 7 takes place maybe over the course of 2 months maximum, and then 8 is just 2 days. And then 9 is indeterminate at current, and that's why I'm waiting for that RWBY not Volume 9 Beyond the bullshit.
And it's amazing to think that when they first started, they wanted to have every volume take a year so that the audience could grow up with the characters.
I love that idea still, and I'm so sad they didn't stick to it.
Yeah, I was just thinking about how ironic that is, because they said that, and now nobody knows what the fuck is going on, how much time has fucking passed. We don't know. Time is an illusion in the show.
Time is warped and space is bendable.
Twilight, remember how Fruits Basket doesn't have this problem?
Yeah.
Remember good shows?
Oh man, I love good shows. I've been watching Ghosts lately. That's been a great one.
Dear girl, their goal was never victory. It was merely to set the stage.
For what?
For me. Time isn't on your side, James.
For you.
Now, finally, after 7,000 millennia, I'm going to do something.
After 10,000 years, time to conquer!
Simply and this can all be over.
We've seen what you're capable of. The lamp showed us.
Don't you have, like,
It showed us everything.
sores on your butt from sitting on your ass so much, Salem?
We've also seen you fail. We don't have to kill you to stop you. And we will stop you.
I miss Cal's rewrite. Remember that one?
Yeah.
That was so
same.
good.
It was good.
Same here.
Also,
dude,
Yang, where's your emotion in all
Imagine
this?
if they encounter...
This is your mother too,
yeah.
Yang.
Oh, wait, no.
Yeah.
That's in volume 8. We're saving
No,
it for
no.
volume 8.
Schrodinger's mother. She's only Yang's mother when it matters.
Yeah, she's only Yang's mother when RWBY is not in the scene with her.
There's a scene where she...
No, there she is.
that was
Right,
awkward.
You know what?
I love it when we
that
babble on
actually
top of
makes
each
sense.
other.
I'm sorry. Every single time
Oh,
Yang
just
has ever
look at
talked
RWBY
about
falling
Summer
over. That's
is
so
never with
gross.
RWBY.
Mm-hmm.
That is so gross. Like, they couldn't have done that in a better way.
Like, I don't know what I'm my brain is trying to piece out what's wrong with it, and it's like there's several different layers to like how she moved down to her, like
You can tell her
They
legs are
twisted her
sinking
COG.
into the ground.
Yeah, they didn't actually make her move properly. It's like they twisted her COG instead of actually animating her moving.
Her torso.
That's what it feels like.
Her torso starts before her her waist does, when they should be one cohesive movement, because that's how spines work.
Yeah.
Also, our heroes, ladies and gentlemen, on the ground, bubbling and crying because someone mentioned her mommy.
Adam Zelke, Ruby, Axel Smug, Salem, Yo Mama. Ruby cries like a baby 1 minute later, back to being smug at Ironwood.
Exactly. Dude, that reminds me of like this meme based on the scene from the Flash CW show where it's like the reverse Flash just says, your mother. I guess you could say your mother. And then Barry just shoots lightning at him and it's like, ah!
I'm looking at the scene and like, if Ruby had kept on being emotionally distraught, her making the rash decision to split from Ironwood could be easily explained as a moment of weakness. And then the following volume 8 is them not entirely sure how to handle it, because they know that if they go back to Ironwood, he's going to have a zero tolerance policy now. So they just have to live with the consequences of making their choice and actually going forward with it. But that's not really what happens.
And there's like a glimpse of something in the next volume where Yang is like, things haven't really been working out with you as the leader. And like that's the hint of them maybe having some distrust or seeds of like not trusting each other or something. But then it goes nowhere. Everything in RWBY goes nowhere.
Yeah, I just thought.
That's sad Winter. She's so cute.
Yes.
That's a good one.
But yeah, this is just so shit. Like, dude, all Salem had to say was, yo, mama dead. And then she's instantly in tatters. Despite the fact we haven't even focused on Ruby's trauma relating to Summer this entire goddamn show.
Also, I love Marrow. Like that's Salem. That's what we're up against. It's like it was a glorified hologram. What are you fucking terrified of? I'm sorry.
Like, I'm sorry.
Why are you intimidated by Miss Spider Butt hair?
Yeah.
I'm seeing Zelke. Also, Ruby being emotional is hard to buy when we never hear her talk about Summer at all. Yeah, no, that's where like. Part of it is like, man, looking at that crow scene, I have to wonder if that was added in a later draft when they wanted to have this scene.
You're right.
That's why I always I talked to Kaiser about this, but I wanted to do a comparison between Ruby and Toru from Fruits Basket, because you understand Toru's feelings about her mother, because she mentions her mother at least once per episode, sometimes twice in the same episode.
To the point that it's actually possibly, like, to the point it gets a little bit annoying. Like, it makes sense in character, but it's like, you bring up your mama a lot. It's almost as if you have some underlying issues with her.
Yeah. Another example is Katara
and then
with
she ends up
Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well.
Like, actually, yeah, that's probably a better model, just given the general structure of the show. Like, we're not saying like, oh yeah, you gotta mention summer like once per episode. It's like, fuck no. That's not what we're talking about. What we're
I
saying
think both of them
give her.
I think both of them could work, but especially Toru, because her mother is the person that gives her general mindset going forward, and the reason why Toru acts the way that she does. And Summer was supposed to be that for RWBY, but then where is her talking about what a great person that she thinks that her mother was? So much to the point where we understand that a lot of what is driving RWBY is her mother.
Tori Miller says, crazy, volume 7, episode 8 to volume 9, episode 10 happens within a week. It happens almost literally within like 5 days. It's insane.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, and I understand why Tori wants to talk about her mom a lot. Her mom is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was Summer awesome? Do we know anything about this woman?
She lied to her husband and walked out on her entire family to go do something.
She went to buy milk and cigarettes and never came back.
Also, Tori, thank you for your first time ever donating on a live stream.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But also, Blake wasn't really doing anything there for Yang.
Oh yeah, this is about Bumblebee. Oh.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing here.
Same energy as that Brooklyn Nine-Nine clip where the guy, he gets the entire like lineup to sing "I Want It That Way" by Backstreet Boys. At the very end, it's like number five killed my brother. Oh my god, that's why I forgot about that part.
You said your speech at Amity Tower was ready to launch. Was that true?
That's fucking perfect.
It basically is. They just run in and hit the on button.
So Blake looking at Yang, I get nothing from that interaction there.
No.
Fun fact, that was the only time anyone in the hero team mentions Watts' name ever.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Holy shit.
Yep.
I sent your sister to clean the power of the Winter Maiden.
Well, until the film.
And why are you painting him luring Watts as a bad thing?
I thought you said we could keep it.
Well, that was before you lied to me about the land. Before you lied to us about Robyn.
Why would you want to keep it?
Yeah, it attracts Grimm, and you're looking for a place to put it where... Guess what? Because you insisted on keeping it, Salem has it now.
I still don't understand why they didn't put it in the vault.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand that. That was the whole point. They knew it attracts Grimm. Why would you keep it out in the open for it to attract Grimm?
Like you have a maiden. It's like, oh, she's frail and infirmed. Get her a fucking wheelchair and roll her up to the door. I don't care. We have a literal Grimm magnet and 1/4 of Exodia here that'll obliterate the entire fucking planet. We gotta get this thing behind the vault pronto.
Not only that, but we know that her being a maiden is so important to her that it actually breaks her out of her dementia.
God, I love Freya. She's so good.
Oh man, yeah, she was great in God of War Ragnarok. Oh, sorry, wrong Freya. Oh.
Shut the fuck up.
It was Oz's plan in a former life, but he didn't take it far enough. If we harness the power of the staff and raise ourselves high...
Uh-oh. Well, show's over, guys. Goodbye.
And that was volume 7.
102.
I'm gone.
Yeah, and then after this...
Uh-oh. Daddy-o.
Oh my god. Is it the Rooster Teeth spies again?
I don't think so.
Rooster Teeth would have had to go into Raymond's personal Google Docs.
Yeah, it's like, how the fuck did they get in here? What else can they see?
I'm in.
It's all of your secret stash of naughty things.
Oh no,
they're endless White Rose fan.
all the White Rose art.
Oh. No, they're just gonna find some audio files from like really fucking ages ago about projects that just died.
Every cringe thing that you ever made on the internet, they found your original first draft of Forge Within Flames.
Oh fuck! Oh.
Hey, if they do that, you could sue them for it, right?
What is happening?
I don't
know. Try refreshing your whole browser.
That would probably fuck up the stream itself if he did that.
I'll double check. You guys can still see things? Yep.
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 All right, we'll just let that spool a little bit. I'm going to check cast. Okay, cast is still going. All right, so we just have a little bit of time to chill out here and talk.
Yeah.
Copious amounts of
I'm going to the bathroom.
Bye.
He's escaping. We can't let him.
I wasn't aware.
You can't get out of this that easily.
Wasn't aware robots needed to use the bathroom.
Yeah, of course. It's called an oil change.
There we go.
Staff and raise ourselves high into the atmosphere. The city's artificial climate will keep citizens.
I gotta change this before I get in trouble.
And food supplies.
Yeah.
Always out of reach of whatever Salem may try to send our way.
But we're nowhere near finished evacuating.
I love how no one thinks about any other solutions. Like, clearly Team RWBY don't like the solution, but they don't offer any alternatives. They don't try to come to a compromise.
Hey, Ambrosius, create like an energy wave that'll repulse only the grim.
You're right. And I think the right thing to do would be to stand our ground. Me too. Me too. Me too.
We know that happens because we've seen the explosion.
We ran ourselves ragged.
Hashtag me too.
Try that again against an even larger force. Your husband and Huntresses. You can't just back down from a fight.
You can't focus on one single fight while trying to win a war.
Says Yang, who ran from the Jabberwocky.
Are you loyal to?
We're loyal to the people counting on us to save them.
We are saving who we can.
Says Yang, who gets mad when RWBY fights Grimm in the Justice League movie. I hate Yang.
That's hilarious, sped up.
I'm sorry it's come to this. But until Atlas and the relics are safe, you are all under arrest.
We won't just let you take us.
I heard everything.
Back from your oil change?
Oh, and then there's this dumbass fight. Yes, indeed they have, but I don't remember that being your business, Birdman.
You think we're the best huntsman in Atlas.
You were. Then you trained us.
Oh, this line.
I hate this fight so much.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
Kaiser had a whole video made for this fight.
It's the first video, actually.
I love the idea of the fight, but
yes.
yeah.
We're back to that old in concept. It's fine.
And notice,
And
notice how
I mean, that's honestly all that RWBY is at the moment. It's a good in concept. It is just a concept that made it too far in production.
Yeah. Also, do we need to talk about any of this? Where
none of the
Elm...
a couple of things.
I don't think so. The whole they're just following orders.
Notice how none of the characters even feel any remorse in fighting the Aesops, except for maybe Ruby. Like, these are, like, practically your mentors that you've been training with for a couple of months, apparently. Why the fuck aren't you, shouldn't you guys be a bit more mixed about doing this? Or something?
You would think, but... Like, the only thing that's really in this scene is that...
These are supposed to be the most empathetic people, guys. Our heroes, ladies and gentlemen.
It's like the only
Blake and Yang
Blake and Yang
don't work together very well.
But they do, sort of.
They exist in the same space, and that counts as working well together.
Yeah.
Like, they work well together, but a lot of it has to do because Elm and Vine are fucking stupid.
You know what's really amuses
It's like
me?
they have no form of teamwork of their own.
First of all, Adam Zelke. What do you think would be the best course of action here? Do you agree with Ironwood, or is there a third option you had in mind? Dude, I need to think long and hard about this.
There are a bunch of third options.
There are a lot of other options, yeah. Just like Team RWBY deciding to steal an airship, there was a million other things they could have workshopped and didn't.
Fixing Volume 7 is going to end on 3 episodes of them just sitting around a table talking out different possibilities they could try and solve the problem. In universe, it'll only be 30 minutes, and it will solve the entire plot of the series. Thank you, everyone, for taking my TED Talk.
Thank you.
No spoilers!
But no, I'll have to think very hard on it, because creating a split is really fun, but like doing it well is really hard.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, like, watching Blake like talk to Elm here briefly, like the facial expressions she gives. It just made me remember, there's a VTuber named Girl DM that has a really good rig. And I watch her occasionally, just like her shorts. And she's super expressive. And I'm watching this and I'm like...
The people you've sworn to protect.
Like, she has similar facial expressions to what Blake has here. And I have to wonder, how much time did it take for you to get that out of Blake? Versus, how did this VTuber do it, which is a really well-rigged model and some face tracking? Like, you...
RWBY's faces are usually pretty subpar, too. So someone must have really wanted to, like, hammer home that moment.
Especially early on.
Well, especially early on, but even still, up until Volume 9, they don't have very good facial expressions.
Yeah, this is less about anything about Blake and Yang being good fighting together. It's more that the Aesops just suck.
Yeah. Your characters don't look like they work well together when the opposite side just sucks that much.
Also, their version of working well together is just like swerving back and forth.
Notice how Elma's not doing anything to stop any of it.
Yep. Like, there's combinations in here that I like. There's actually things in this fight that I like, but it's just like it's all mired down in the fact that the Aesops are stupid, and like the whole idea is like we're not friends, and like that somehow makes them weaker as military, as like combatants. Motherfucker, you do not understand war at all.
It would have helped because we saw the most we see of the Aesops fighting is in episode 3 when they take down the ice guy, I guess.
Yeah.
And they have amazing teamwork in that one. All 4 or 5 of them are like working together, taking commands and everything. And so it implies that there's
Clover was there.
They have to forget that they have teamwork in order for this to work properly.
I think it could have worked if they technically executed that fight well, but individually. Like, they all were kind of doing their own thing, and it kind of all worked out together. So then here, when it's like, you push them apart from each other, they really just don't have any semblance of teamwork.
But, like, that also defeats the purpose of, like, military is all about teamwork. Like, it's so weird to me, like, this... Hell... That's an interesting thing to point out. If the military, this tyranny is so anti-individualistic, you wouldn't want a bunch of people that are acting outside of the chain of command, acting on their own. You would want them to all be very in sync, all knowing exactly how to operate within each other to conform to the group like a tyranny would design.
Yep.
Yeah, it's well-oiled machine, and that's the problem. That's the problem with this whole plot line. They want to have this dogmatic, ironically, incredibly dogmatic view of military's bad, okay? You know, the military is bad, you know? Actually, you know what? I'm spoiling something for you guys. Okay. Quick update to future plans on the Kaiser Shonen YouTube channel. I'm gonna do a rewrite of this fight. And it'll be the anniversary of when I release my first video.
And it'll have
look forward
it'll have hookers and blackjack. And forget the blackjack.
Exactly.
Every time Kaiser does a Mr. Mackey impression, I'm always surprised at how good it is. I'm like,
I was about to say, like, every time Raymond says, like, there are things about this scene that I like, and I'm like, are you sure? Are you not just like fooling yourself there, buddy?
You're not
gaslighting yourself, honey?
It's a lot of copium to enjoy Ruby.
No, but like the best example I could say about that fight, going back to when Blake did the shadow clone with the rock. Now, the problem I have with that one is that I don't understand the mechanics of what's going on there, but then again, it's Blake's shadow clone that has always been weirdly inconsistent, so... Like, that's
also another thing is that notice how the characters aren't even tired after having supposedly the toughest fight that they could have with pro-level huntsmen.
Yep.
Like, are we serious?
They're huffing that.
You're right, Periodic Pete. Kaiser just lives in a brothel.
This is the part where they ask us to help.
I'll neither confirm nor deny the fact of this statement.
Where's Oscar? And the relics.
And as more people depend on you, doesn't you forgive them?
Casey at 2 times speed.
There we go. All right. Luckily, next week, I'll be able to render this out. Volume 8 is only 30 goddamn minutes. Though that does mean that volume 9 is like 2 hours.
We have to do like an extra long stream.
Oh god. But there we go. There was nothing.
How long was 7?
7 was 1 hour and 8 minutes.
1 hour and 9 minutes. It's 2 seconds off from 9 minutes.
Splitting hairs, but yeah.
It's closer to 9 than 8. What are you talking about?
There, it's going down. I can. 56 seconds. Are you happy now? No.
You just want to be right.
Zel's trusting cat avatar. No, stop. I didn't want to remember that.
I feel like next time is gonna be really brutal, but maybe mercifully short.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just thinking off the top of my head what scenes could be valuable for Bumblebee in that. It's like, all right, off top of my head, you've got the scene where Yang breaks down in the tundra. You've got them reconnecting and bumping heads.
Yes.
And you've got Yang falling off the cliff.
It's a lot of Yang falling. It's a lot of them thinking about each other, I bet.
Yes,
because they
that's
separate for the majority of the volume.
Yeah, I went through it and I was like, man, I'm going to get through this in a breeze.
Blake has that conversation with Nora about fucking, oh, they're just a part of you. You can, I see you, Raymond. You probably looked at it and was all like, okay, maybe Blake, maybe
that you're right. That actually might. I think you're right. I think that's exactly what I was like. I'm going to have to include this. I don't remember if I included. Did I include the Blake and Ruby scene? I don't remember if I did or not.
Also, thanks, Exalted Falchion. I really appreciate it.
Orion Lupin says, I can only imagine how Team Ruby would react if they were in Full Metal Jacket. Jesus Christ. Oh, what is that? What is that? What the hell is that? Sora Hart says, I thought the Aesop's following Ironwood's orders is because they had faith in him, but then Volume 8 happened.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you would think, right? Because the dude actually knows what he's fucking doing. That's the problem. The problem is that they're trying to paint the Aesops as being mindless drones and robots. Is all like, in order to give, remember, the military's bad, okay? The military is bad.
Another professional Pengi says, the true MVP...
So, like, they try to...
Oh, sorry, you go.
I was going to say that, like, they tried to do this, and they try to have it so that the Aesops are like mindless robots because they have quote unquote no individuality and don't see themselves as like a found family or whatever. Keep in mind, in this volume, Ironwood is the most reasonable, and he actually is forthcoming, and he tried to do the right thing, and the heroes fucked things up for him. I don't know, man. I don't know why you want to think this is an actual choice. This isn't a choice. I'm not gonna say Ironwood did nothing wrong. Well, I'm kind of sore, but that's beside the point. But for real though, come on, man. Come on.
Another professional Pengi says the true MVP of that awful fight is the floor. True.
The floor is OP. The floor is OP.
Ellipsis Mark, another great stream. Wanted to tell you I'm officially pecking at my second book. I think I'll try to keep it under 100K this time. First was 160K, so maybe I'll have something by year's end. You're the opposite of me.
Yeah.
My second novel, my second Artificer novel is exploding. It has already eclipsed the length of the first one, and I'm only about halfway through. So,
damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm gonna have to cut down things, but
good luck, buddy.
That's yeah. Dragon.
I think once I finish my Kingdom Hearts streams with Batman, I'm gonna start working on my novel again. Because I just wanted to take a break from it. Yeah. Send you. I'm gonna send you the raw from NaNoWriMo. So you get the you get both the commentary from my editor, and you also get no edit left beef.
I look forward to it. Dragon Paul Z says, so how does Volume 7 compare to others? Feels like there has been less and less Bumblebee, even though they're supposed to be ramping up now.
That's a good way of putting it, honestly. Like, the screen time they have is clearly much more, like, quote-unquote bait-y. Like every interaction is basically them giving each other Petromise to some degree. but
yeah.
Right.
Their interactions also are less substantial overall. Like they don't do much of anything throughout the volume. They don't talk
like
a
they
lot.
don't know how to write a romance.
They had like one
You would
dedicated
think that
scene.
this would be the point where, well, like you would think that this would be all like about them trying to reconnect with one another. Kind of, sort of, in an uncomfortable and awkward place where it's all like, okay, we can we're all on the same page a little bit. And they're just trying to get back into basics, essentially. Like, this could have been a very, like, emotionally, a good emotional journey for the both of them. But no, we just skip time faster than King Crimson from fucking JoJo Part 4. No, Part 5, sorry. And we just skip all of that in order to get to the part where they're already doing the woo anime shit. And it's like, okay, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
This is
damn.
sad.
We have some fan art to show off at the very least.
Heck yeah.
So let me flip over to that stuff.
Nice, Philip. Good choice.
Oh, what did he say?
He said that he was listening to Digimon music before the stream.
Nice.
Heck yeah. The opening to season 4 was so good.
It was so good. Fun fact, actually, that was the theme song that I chose for my fanfic. I was actually going to do. I was actually going to do an opening animatic for it with that song.
Yes.
So here we have the small child being punted by Yang. Very likable.
Truly the highlight of the stream.
Yes.
And we scroll down, and we've got what Crow should have done the minute that they entered at Legion airspace.
Yep.
Let's switch to the live chat to make sure everything's there. Just briefly to show off everyone. This is Kira from Jack and Daxter. This is the art that.
Yeah, her pants are not nearly as bad as we thought they were.
I was thinking of Tess, who does wear like short shorts, like short. She wears jorts. I'm pretty sure she wears jean shorts.
Jorts or short jorts?
Short George. This is Carrie telling us the truth. There is no world of Remnant. Which is just wonderful. Blake
there is no world of Remnant in Boston.
Blake with Sienna's haircut, which looks really damned good. And man, I really wish they had given it to her now.
Yeah.
I am definitely throwing this to the Sketchy Huntsman for Volume 7's redesign.
Yeah.
Got Yang Man spreading on the bed. I guess knocking Blake onto the floor.
Shedding, basically placing her toxic masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, we get Ironwood looking at that picture of Yang that the child took.
It's such a good picture of Ironwood too. Like
it is.
I love that winter. It's so cute. I feel so bad for her. I just want to give her a pat on the head. Oh, do we got one more?
Too.
I just got pinged in.
Oh, we got one more.
Oh.
Holy shit!
Yes, yes. Put it in quickly. Put it in. I can't do it.
I'm putting it in. I'm putting it in right now.
Do it.
Salem Repulsa.
Conquer Earth.
I love so much the giant spiky nipples.
And she looks kind of good too.
Yeah,
she does.
It's better than the actual design for Salem.
It is. Oh my god.
Legitimately
more terrifying. Okay, dude, we gotta get Cal. And have, when Salem becomes full villain mode, have her use this.
And if she asks, can I get rid of the bone nipples? No, that's the most important part.
The bone nipples show you that she's evil.
How else are you going to tell?
Like your evilness is directly proportional to the length of your nippies.
Also, Oscar Borgia. Also, Oscar Borgia. To clarify, I'm not saying that Volume 7 should be the point where they're like getting romantic or anything like that. That's the opposite of what I'm trying to say. All I'm trying to say is that they're fresh off of killing Adam and relying on each other and being somewhat friends again, right? But they should still work up to the point where they would actually hang out casually with each other. You know what I mean? Like, there can still be conflict. Honestly, there should be, given all they've been through. But it won't be as bad as before. It could actually just be a progressive change. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All
also,
right.
number one rival, the bone nipples are crucial to character.
You can tell because
can't hug anyone ever.
before she didn't have the bone nipples, but then she became evil, and then she did, and thus you can tell she's evil. All right. Thank you all so much for joining us. This has been an absolute blast. Even though Volume 7 was a slog.
Yeah.
And I should not have titled this Volume 7 is better, maybe? No, it was not. Volume 7 was just oh.
It's so weird. I remember liking Volume 7 so much, but so many of these scenes annoyed me. It must be Volume 8 in hindsight ruining Volume 7.
One of us.
Well, no, it might also be the fact that we've really taken a look at Bumblebee and we've really started to break down what's wrong with this ship. It's like so it's poisoned a lot of the dynamic even more. It's like we have gained so much eldritch knowledge that it's actively like oh.
Also, Critter is getting her Volume 7 rose-colored glasses taken off, and it makes her sad.
No, I can't see without my glasses.
We give you new glasses, but they aren't going to be rose-colored anymore, girl.
Okay.
Damn.
You know what we need? We need fan art. We need fan art of that scene from Wreck-It Ralph where it's all like, you wouldn't hit a man with glasses, right? You hit a man with glasses. Okay, that's clever. We need that. But with one of us taking off Critter's rose-tinted glasses in anger with it.
Okay, but I want Oscar to be the one to draw it.
Oh my God.
All right. Does anyone have anything they want to announce? Anything they want to go over before we head out?
I haven't been able to do anything because I've been training to look after a dog and a puppy.
Nice, because dogs are superior to cats.
Exactly.
Nah.
Also,
Twilight seriously be like, nah, I win.
Oh yeah, and look what happened to the last guy who said that. Oh, never mind. Anyways, I have a very special video coming up this month. It's not going to be the full video, unfortunately, because plans have changed, but there will be a good preview to the future video. And I can't wait to show you guys it. I'm working on it right now. It's going to be very, very good. So I hope you guys stick around for that and stay tuned for that. It should be out by the end of this month.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna release a compilation of all of my shorts that I've done for Ruby's designs. I'm compiling all of volumes 1 through 3. Just so if you want to watch all of them at once, you don't need to flood your watch history with a million shorts videos. It'll be in one big video.
Oscar Borgia, take care of everyone. I guess take everyone. We're just taking them all. Take care, everyone.
Don't kidnap me.
Hope you're in Shanghai because we have that in this world. I hope you all have a great day. Also with BB, one of the many reasons I hate it is because it ruins the dynamic with the characters. I'm sure that's true.
I mean, it doesn't help. But I think that there was barely any dynamic for there to be ruined in the first place because the writers just didn't do their jobs.
And finally, signing out myself, I'm again, still on my run of releasing short stories. Keep an eye on my Amazon store and on the trailers that I release. This weekend, this Friday, is going to be releasing Woes of Pride, which I hope you'll all look forward to. Reminder that Wild Kings and Exile Unintended are both available right now on Amazon. You guys can get them just whenever you see fit, as well as The Artificer, which not only can you get that in digital, but you can also get it in print. So get out there, guys. Give them a look. And yeah, that's about it.
Oh, I think I'll shill my brother's book, because I have yeah, I have a brother that I gained through my mom's marriage. He was born deaf, and he just released a children's book about a deaf little girl. So I would say check that out. His name is Adam Pottle, Pottle. I wish that I had planned this a little bit better, so that I didn't have to like look this up as I talked about it. The book is called Butterfly on the Wind. It looks to be really fun. He just released it fairly recently. So yeah, go check that out if you want to read what looks like a cute story about a deaf girl and butterflies, which apparently is a really important symbol in the deaf community.
Is that Adam Pottle? Is that right?
Yeah, Adam Pottle.
TTLE or EL?
It is LE.
Okay, there we go. Just making sure I have that typed in there so you guys can see that I typed it out in the chat. All right. Well, with that all the way, thank you.
All right, but thanks everybody.
Were you just trying to sign off? It's my channel, motherfucker.
I was just saying. I was being gracious, you goddamn asshole.
All right. Thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you all have a great night, and we'll catch you all on the flip side.
Bye.
Bye-bye.